on these episodes.
I should really record myself, hear how I sound, and then see what it sounds like.
Doodads? Get some doodads, have at it.
Alright.
A doodad is a gold thing.
Well, we got some doodads. We have something, something like that.
We got something. Okay, fine.
Lindsay will be sharing, how many of my stories today?
Well, I have 2 today. Now, the second one is quite lengty, and I don't want to give anything away, but it is something that we have briefly touched on before, and I am fucking stoked to tell you the story.
Good.
Yes, both stories are about kids seeing things. So if kids seeing whatever freaks you out, stay tuned. You are going to love these stories today.
And before the listener sent in my stories, I'll be telling 2 horror tales today. Story number 1 comes from the small English little village of Langenhoe, where a former church was once reputed to be one of the most haunted places in all of England.
There we go.
Okay.
And then we will examine the French-born and then American of a demon whose name we were not supposed to name, Zozo. So just named it.
Well, what happens when you name it?
It's supposed to open up the possibility of this thing manifesting and perhaps antagonizing, worst case, possessing you.
Okay, can I just tell you one thing about Zozo? For all of my Grey's Anatomy fans, for anybody still watching it, because I'm still loyally watching it every week.
Okay.
Meredith Grey's daughter, her name is Zola, and they call her Zozo. So
call her Zozo? So she's a demon.
She's a demon.
Grey's Anatomy demon.
Thank you, Father Roberts.
Hey, Haven! Oh my goodness, I didn't even know it would be that quickly till I heard somebody come in. Welcome in, welcome to the bar. It's a pleasure to see you. As always, an incredible time will be had. Hope you're having a wonderful morning. Hope everything's going well. Hope you're getting ready for your trip. Hope it will be excellent.
Touching your skin, so I think if I just hold it, I'll be safe.
Okay.
Hope your son's doing well. It should be a Saturday, so, won't be too bad. Hope your trip will go well.
Don't get in this doodad situation.
That's right. It's is it you?
Okay.
M for this one.
For this first tale.
Okay, good.
Many believe that one of the most haunted places
I'm trying to figure out all of the quick ones,
very small town.
so that I can do this way faster. So I can, work on my pictures way quicker than what I normally do, which is slower. So it helps productivity.
Built in the 14th century, then was seriously damaged in the Essex earthquake of 1884, remained open for worship until 1955, when declining structural integrity made it no longer a safe place to pray. And then it was completely demolished in 1963 as it was about to collapse.
Yeah, everyone else is still sleeping, so I thought I'd pop in. Hey, that's okay.
This church was about to destroy itself.
That's alright. Oh, you're already at your brother's? That's cool. Hope he's doing well. Hope he's having a good birthday already. Are you the older or the younger sibling? My son's good. He flushed mom and uncle for Legos. Oh my god. Warhammer and Pokemon cards yesterday. Oh my god.
Reports of hauntings in the area go back
of course
to
he did.
The 14th century. Strange sounds and sightings have been reported by
He's sweet. He's a sweetheart. He also knows what he wants.
Time now for the tale of the
Oh my god. I don't hate him. I know exactly. I would do the same damn thing if my grandmother had been financially stable. I would have done the same thing. But are you the older sibling, the younger sibling? What's the? I mean, if you don't want to say, I am the baby.
Most of the written accounts of hauntings come from a single source.
I'm the baby.
Reverend Ernest Merriweather. Reverend Merriweather was inducted as the rector of Langenhoe Chapel in 1937. Prior to his stay in Langenhoe, he'd worked at several other churches where he'd never
My
before
grandmother,
experienced
when I was a
paranormal
kid,
happenings. And to my knowledge,
she
he never
couldn't
expressed
take care of
any interest
herself. She
whatsoever
didn't have a
in
vehicle
those
or
references.
anything. I'm the youngest sibling, staying with the middle sibling and oldest one coming through today too. Noise.
And all that
Nice.
changes quickly almost immediately after he settles in at Langenhoe.
I've got a
Soon after
older
he
sister
arrives,
and an
Reverend
older
Meriwether began to
brother.
experience strange
One
incidents
is
he couldn't
18 years
logically
older than me,
understand.
my sister,
Occurrences that would increase in
and my
frequency and
brother
intensity over
is
the next 22
8 years older than me.
22 years.
22 years.
So,
Out. Who hangs around for 22 years after this shit goes down?
He's assigned to this church.
Get the fuck out of there, dude. Get reassigned.
One of the first incidents that Reverend Meriwether recorded in his diary, where he would record many other incidents, happened on September 20th, 1937.
so I've been there before. I know the youngest sibling problems.
Oh, jeez. Can you start
I
that
also
in a
know
sense again?
that I need to go on fucking Amazon and I need to buy a nose hair trimmer because Jesus Christ. I'm getting older and there's nose hairs up there and it's goddamn annoying. I can do that right now.
What could have done that?
Bro 2.5 years older and one bro and the other 5. Damn. You're so close to your siblings. I was so far apart. I literally had we were in a completely different thing. My nephew is closer to my age than my brother is. My nephew is 3 years older than me. My niece is one of my nieces is 1 year younger than me, and my other niece is about, I'd say about, I think she's like 6 years younger than me.
No way.
But yeah. So my my nephew.
Two workmen crouched by the west door, looking in through the keyhole. They also heard it.
I couldn't sleep last night, so ordered my son's Christmas and a little birthday treat for myself. Nice. Nice. Love it. Love it. Oh, and you didn't get anything for me? I see how it is. I'm fucking with you. You're good.
Some young men who were never identified or arrested had assaulted several people in the area.
You gotta save all that money. Hey, City Prism! How's it going? Well, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I don't know about you, but I'm doing good.
Started to pull his knife out from his sheath.
Alright.
When he grabbed the knife, he
Copy.
suddenly heard a sinister female voice hiss at him from nowhere in particular. You are a cruel man. And then the voice fell silent, and whoever or whatever said
God
that
damn it.
was
God
gone.
damn it. It's upside down.
A few
It's
weeks
fucking
later,
upside
Meriwether
down.
first arrived at the church
I
one
did
morning.
this to
He heard a pair of voices coming from the direction of the chancel, part of the church near the altar. It clearly sounded like a man and a woman were having an argument. When he arrived at the source of the sounds suddenly stopped.
It would be all the way over
Meriwether
here.
was once again all
And
alone
then
in the
I
chapel.
need to free transform it.
But he couldn't
Hope
see
everything
anyone
is
around
going
him.
well for you.
was
Hope
completely
everything
confused
is
again.
going excellent.
On some future occasions,
Excellente.
Meriwether would write in his diary that he actually physically witnessed apparitions. On
Hope
Christmas
it's
Eve, 1950,
going
as he was walking up the
incredibly.
nave towards the chancel,
No,
a curious
it needs to
vague
stay
humanoid
like
form
that.
appeared out of nowhere. It
And
glided
then
across the
like
nave
that.
in front of him,
And
and then it just disappeared into the pulpit, never to be seen
Deselect.
again. What the fuck?
Hey Prism. Yes, yes. I hope everything's going well for you, Prism. Hope life is treating you well.
He saw the same figure of a woman in what appeared to be a late medieval Tudor dress cross the west end of the church and vanish into the stone wall
Our selected
during the
layers,
ceremony.
and then
After the summer of '51, he never saw that particular spirit again.
face
On another occasion, in
paint
1951,
and
while practicing the organ in an empty church, Meriwether suddenly felt as if
So
someone
yes,
was watching him. And it seemed
that
as
is
if someone
good.
was
I'm
watching him.
glad that
Not
you
someone
got
living,
everything
but
taken
someone.
care of
When he turned
for
around, Meriwether
Christmas
saw a woman
already.
in a
Damn.
modern cream-colored dress looking
Damn.
intently directly at him.
I don't know what I'm gonna do for Christmas. I've got no one to really pay for except myself, so fuck it. I think I'm gonna buy a new mic. I'm gonna buy a better mic for myself, so that'll be good. Ordered myself a Galaxy S7 FE so I can do drawings when I'm not at home. Nice, yeah. The S7. Oh hell yes. The tablet is pretty darn good. Morning starting up 10:22 a.m. So far good, especially as it is a weekend. Nice. Hope you have a good weekend, Prism. Same. I hope your weekend is incredible and stupendous.
Meriwether wrote in his diary that he walked right into the unmistakable and frantic embrace of a naked, invisible woman.
Hope it is exactly what you're looking for in a weekend.
Frantic embrace of a naked, invisible woman.
What the fuck?
My dad literally was like, "Hey, I'm gonna see you tomorrow, right?" I was like, "No, it's I work on the weekends." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm seeing you tomorrow for we were talking about Day of the Dead, right?" I was like, "Yeah, Day of the Dead is like a week from now." He's like, "Right, when is Day of the Dead?" And I was like, "November the 1st. What are you fucking talking about?" He's like, "Oh, well, I guess we'll do something then." I thought it was Saturday. I'm like, well,
a previous rector had also killed his illicit lover, murdering her on the church grounds as well. And Lionel de Bradenham,
not really. Kind of hoping I could rest home while whole today. But heading to birthday party at 5 p.m. It will be fun, but exhausting, unfortunately. Well, you can take a rest now. If you got nothing else to do, go take a rest. If you need, you can listen to what I'm listening to and slowly fall asleep to it. If you want, I can change the radio so you can get some rest. I understand if you need to. Yeah. Yeah, give that steady prism some lovin'. And the resulting chaos caused the deaths of give them some lovin'.
Since then, numerous suicides have also been reported to have happened.
Cancel, and then bam, and then
are reported to continue on and near the old Langenhoe
needs to
church
move
grounds.
like that, and then it needs to move like this.
A lot of activity. Want to see some pictures?
And then that.
I mean, just so you get like of the place. This first one.
Is there gonna be one
Like
of those
that,
pictures
so I
where
don't have to do much.
I can't tell you that.
No, you know how you do that thing? You
Deselect.
tell me it's gonna be okay. You do that thing with your face.
Oh, I thought you could recognize. No,
No.
This first one is the Langenhoe
No
Church.
scary. No fake scaries.
This
No, I'm saying right now, no fake scaries.
is the old Langenhoe Church. So
You
that's
okay, big boy?
Yes, church man.
yeah, and obviously it's gone.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been gone for over 50 years now, but that's what it was.
I might take back my statement about churches should not be knocked down. It's a fucking scary church.
This next one is the Reverend Merrifield.
I'm scared already.
That's the only picture of him I could find online.
That's the only picture?
I mean,
That's kind of strange.
yeah, that's the
All
only
right, there we go.
Wasn't that long
All
ago.
right, now to the fun part.
Family.
Anyway,
Hell yeah, I'm now finally to the fun part, and that'll be the stream so far. Thanks guys for coming in, I do appreciate it. You guys are lovely and amazing.
The church.
I keep looking away because I think that you're going to do something naughty. Well, the inside is pretty.
Yeah, this picture doesn't look too bad. Looks pretty normal. And then one more picture of the church. This is just another inside. Oh, no, this is the cemetery. I didn't correct that in my notes.
I don't know why that brings me such joy.
All this left the cemetery.
That's terrifying.
No, don't worry about it. Just getting exhausted with too much human contact. So even if I rest now, it would not actually help in advance, as event itself will drain me. Just don't want to miss party, as it would seem rude, at least to me. Night go, thanks for Christine. Alright, let's soften this up. Let's brush density. Yeah, let's get to the soft brush.
I think that's another.
Let's get to the soft brush. Let's get that density up. Let's get that. You know what? I'm gonna see how many different erasers. Let's see.
Can we get this one blown up?
Let's see. Search tool assets. Yeah, give me some tool assets that I could use for Clip Studio. Come on. Let's see it. Oh my god. No, I wouldn't fucking do that. There's a ribbon brush. Erase along edge. Hey, that's not too bad. Artist brush pack. Ah. Pixel brush mega pack? Ah, dirty brushes. I'm not looking for brushes, I'm looking for erasers. Oh, they got an unhelpful eraser? Oh, they got it's really smudgy. Okay.
Did you just say peel me an onion?
No, just
you like the Vidalia onions? That's what I heard.
Let's see. Order brushes and light. No. Mechanical pencil? Oh, that's okay.
Where's he? Did I miss that?
He, it doesn't say anything. No.
Deer pencil set. No, that's the lightly pencil. Okay. 22 pencils. Alright. I gotta fuck around with some of this stuff. I won't do it right now, but like, just something to think about in the future.
It's weird.
Cancel.
I apologize for my gum.
Go, do you, if Clip Studio works on the S7, what are you talking about? Haven, what the fuck are you talking about? We've been using Clip Studio since I've been streaming my artwork. It has been nothing but, like, I'm not kidding. What are you talking about?
But it's a little tricky to find information on this.
Since I used the tablet beforehand, I was exclusively using Clip Studio. What are you saying? I don't get the question. Now I'm confused by the question.
I don't know. Something about it just doesn't sit right with me.
It sounds like there's a place where there could be a lot of paranormal, I mean, if this is all real, then there could be a lot of spirits there based on all the terrible things that have happened there. I will say it's funny how in England,
now I'm very confused by the question.
There's a history of ghost stories and like literature there, and then there's this, it's like a paranormal ghost hunter's dream, that, area of the world.
Yeah, I know you've been using Clip Studio, but didn't know what tablet you were using on. No, it's the S7. It's the S7 Pro, I think. Yeah, I think it's the S7 Pro. I can double check, but I'm pretty sure it's the S7 Pro that I got.
Yeah.
Right, that's the oldest part of the world, right? Yeah.
Yep, over in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Let me double check.
I guess.
I can literally, I got it right in my hands right here. Let's see. I think S7 and the S7 Pro both come with it, but let me double check.
Like our culture, if you're Catholic or Christian,
Where
whatever,
are
like
you?
Our Lutheran, Protestant, blah, blah, like all of those religions.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong here, but I think that they all sort of have like a good.
What model of tablet is this?
Right. So spirits.
You can find the name of your device model in Settings.
Okay.
Tap Device Info below.
I feel like other religions are.
Okay. Settings. Galaxy Tab set. It's a Galaxy Tab 7.
Oh yeah, like your ancestors. Like if you go into.
It's a Galaxy Tab S7.
Their belief system, I should say.
Right.
That's what it's called.
Being in touch with their past and.
So yeah, it's in both the Pro and not Pro version. So it's a Galaxy Tab S7.
Maybe other people just aren't as scared.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Now that the question makes sense, I apologize for, I'm sorry, Haven. I'm sorry. I was like, I was genuinely, like, confused. No, that's not how you... Yes.
The onion peeler.
This is a great model. I would say either this or the Pro Apple. The Pro Apple will give you a lot of Apple stuff and not Clip Studio. But the thing is that you're trading off. So with the Apple Pencil, you have to buy the Apple Pencil. It does not come with it. The S7, it has a lot of great features, wonderful, wonderful fucking stuff. The problem that I have is that if you've watched any of my streams, it's okay. It's early here, and so I might have phrased question wrong. No, you're good. I'm being an asshole. It's fine. Just say, Goat, you're being an asshole. You're fine.
That's a long time.
You're fine. Hey, Ben.
Yeah.
Go quit being an asshole. Just say that. Just be like, I'm trying.
And how did he die? Oh, I don't know.
And it's like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But, the Galaxy, the difference between it is that you have to pay for the, for that. Like, that's the big fucking trade-off. It's fucking terrible.
I wonder if spirits, like, got him, so to speak.
Alright, and then you go here, and then you go here, and then deselect, and then here.
It's a very specific choice.
Yeah, I know, very odd. And I don't know anything more about that guy than what I just read, but very odd.
Something about that story that's unsettling.
The amount of things.
The hotbed.
Are you ready for the next one?
Go, you being awesome as always. Oh, thank you. You're too sweet. The S7 is it's good. As you've seen, I've used it quite a bit. It's pretty good.
It doesn't have a number attached to it.
Um,
supposed to say it.
But I just said it.
I know.
How do you unsay it?
So I mean, it's really up to you.
I don't think so. I thought that worked. Okay, so a little setup on this one as well.
Okay, tell me all about it.
So in many corners of the internet, there is no specific demon talked about or more associated specifically with Ouija board use than Zozo.
Well, fucking, I'm out. You know how I feel about Ouija boards.
This is all about Ouija boards, this one. There's story after story out there on the web about this one specific demon.
I've been a fan of Apple products all. I've never been a fan. Oh, okay. I was like, well then maybe pick a... Okay, alright. No. You're fine. But yeah, no, I've never been a real big fan of Apple products either. It might be... they might be the best in the whole thing. They might be incredibly... I have never had an amazing experience on an Apple. I have never had a, like, worthwhile experience on an Apple that I didn't get a similar, if not better, experience on like this on a Windows. I have genuinely never thought that Apple was better in any capacity. I always thought that the price tag was ridiculous for what they're asking, which is a slightly worse product than Windows or any of the other computers that goes through that uses Windows. I've never seen Apple beat them in anything. Hey, Azzy! Oh my god! I've got my laptop and drawing tablet at home, so was just looking for something that would work for using at work or when I'm traveling. Oh, it can be at the Galaxy Tab S7 can be your everything. Like, it was basically my everything for my starting in streaming, so I mean, I could see it work for you. Like, if it can handle me streaming and also, like, the amount of pixels I use in a normal piece of art, like, I would say go for it. And by the way, hey Azzy, hope your day's going well. Hope everything's going to your liking. I hope you are having a beautiful day, and I hope it's even more amazing than usual. Yeah, I'm the same. My brothers love Apple products, and I'm just like, no, every time I just using them. Yeah, no, I've never enjoyed a Apple product. I used to have an Apple phone that someone gave to me because I was like, oh yeah, I don't have a smartphone, and then I used it for a while. And then I just went back to Samsung, and I've been happy ever since. I've never been like, oh man, that experience was one of the best. No, I'm more like, oh, okay. Alright. I know someone will be like, no, Apple products like this. I know Simon loves Apple products. Like, he's like, oh yes, it comes with this, and it comes natively with this. It's like, yeah, the doodads, I would rather pay a little bit more, just a little bit more, not an exorbitant amount, which is what Apple is asking for, to get the same product. But that's just me. But I mean, everybody has their own opinions. I mean, the world is filled with them.
As for Crapulé, he was pursued in vain, even with the blessed tool.
I might be wrong.
Eventually took a position in the genitals of the girl.
Of course he did. That's where you go.
Only leaving at the Jesuits.
I might just be stuck in the mud, stuck in my Samsung ways.
I wrote a pronunciation guide, and it still
I made a decision, a hard decision.
Amiens.
That is not it.
Amiens.
I'm doing great. Nice. How y'all doing? Doing good, hun. You? I'm doing great. I got an iPhone and exchanged it within 10 days. I hated it. I don't like Apple at all either. My iPad Mini was okay, but that's the only thing I don't mind, kind of. Rest suck, in my opinion. I love Android, though. Yeah, Android just, it works better. Like, I've never had a problem with my Android, as far as I can tell, that the Apple wouldn't fix. Like, I've had problems with Android and stuff like that, of course. But, like, Apple has never provided anything that I would say is, like making it worth, like, what it has. And literally, the recent iPhone has just told me that I don't want to fucking buy iPhones. That it didn't come up with any new features. You're basically paying for the name at this moment. And it's fucking stupid. Man, hey guys, welcome. Maybe I should change my stream from Holiday Picky to let's rant about fucking technology for about 2 hours. I can do that. Yeah, I stick to Samsung and Huawei. Huawei?
A demon or even Lucifer himself.
That's a wide range of shit.
Wide range. Over the last decade, Zozo has been freaking a lot of people out. Hundreds have claimed to have contacted Zozo via a Ouija board.
A Ouija board.
One or more of the following experiences. The Ouija board's pointer or glass, the planchette.
I have tried to explain that to people who use only Apple, but they don't believe me. Apparently Android is too confusing to them. I love Samsung and Nokia phones. Yeah, I love them. They give the same exact fucking experience. Like, here's the thing, is like, I would go to Apple if they gave me a better experience. Samsung I literally bought my Samsung. It was $45 USD. $45.
Spiders start to come from nowhere.
That's nothing.
Of a sexual nature.
It works just fine compared to phones. The only thing is, I can't play Fortnite on it. Oh man, I can't handle it. Oh, I can't play Fortnite on it. Oh my god, the game I wasn't gonna play anyway. No.
Ready?
I am not fucking ready.
Time now for the tale of Zozo. When Darren first posted about Zozo in 2008 or 2009, he wrote that he was 40 at the time of the posting, that he had long held a fascination with the occult, and that he experienced
Change it to anti-Apple Club meeting. I'm like, you use Windows at work, it's no different. Yeah, no, it's so fucking... It's such a... And here's the thing, even in the 90s, it was a exclusive club. That's all it really was, is that you're paying for the fucking name.
Darren wrote that Zozo is a deceitful, manipulative entity, that it will initially pretend to be a harmless, benevolent spirit, and then eventually, after it's tired of toying with you,
Let's make this hat shadow, go over here.
Darren claims that Zozo has used the Ouija board to curse at him, curse at others, threaten him at others, and even physically manifest itself. He says that it occasionally has chosen to speak in Hebrew or Latin, that it has quoted the Bible, and after first contact
And then go over here.
to get rid of it. No matter what Ouija board he's used, no matter where he's used it or who he's used it with, Zozo always...
I know, I've said that so many times. Oh man.
But he claims the entity has actually tried to harm those around
No,
him.
not being able to play Fortnite. Oh no, I can't get those Fortnite dubs. So sad. I better watch what I say. If my bro hears me, might kick me out of the house. No, he won't. But Jesus, like, it's always been about exclusivity. I literally was given the chance to play on an Apple computer for a week to see the difference. I was given a week, and this was back when they were supposed to be far superior. Nowadays, Windows and Apple are basically two sides of the same fucking coin. Like, I see no difference. Like, if you look at the specs, making your own PC will always give you better results than going with name brand every fucking day.
Oh my god.
What just happened?
And Windows / Microsoft versus Apple, I gotta say, there's no fucking difference. There's basically no fucking difference. They don't help out with productivity. They're not better at taking care of tasks or task managers, because literally they're fine. And yeah, fucking, I can agree that Windows does suck. Apple is not a great alternative when you can just go online and you can find alternatives to an iOS way easier and better than either one of them.
Yeah, I have no idea why this guy would continue to mess with the Ouija
I just don't trust a lot of them. But if I was a coding genius, I could make my own iOS, and it would be fucking way better.
He was recording some music at the time. He jokingly asked Zozo during this session, why would you
like, I'm not about to make my own fucking phone, but if I was like a computer whiz, I would make my own fucking iOS. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about either one of the companies.
What is going on?
But Apple is...
Stop it, man.
Windows is hostile. But Apple is just as much as a fucking shark as Microsoft, and it gets the benefit of the doubt because it's like, oh no, it's made for creators. No, there's a lot of fucking software problems that happen with Apple all the goddamn time. It just fucking happened. Morning, hey red white raven. BRB gonna lurk and get some foods. Hey Azzy, Thank you for coming in, you wonderful person. Stay awesome, stay amazing. I hope to see you in just a moment. And if you head on out, that's totally fine too. I'm not bothered by that either. I understand. Hey Raven, how are you? Hope everything's going well. Hope everything is incredible. I know that you're probably not, it's probably not perfect, but I hope it's getting a little bit better. And I hope a little bit of time hanging out with your friends will help you feel better if you're not feeling your best.
Vicious laughter appeared out of thin air, utterly terrifying Darren and his girlfriend. Yet another night, Darren was awakened by what felt like hands on his throat.
We're not talking about how I feel today at all. I used to work in pawn shops, so got to try all the different types of phones, tablets, and PCs, and I would never choose the Apple one. Hoping that hanging here some will brighten stuff. Hey, that's okay. We're actually brightening stuff right fucking now. We're doing some brightening right now. As you can clearly tell, I got the colors done, so I am going to work on this. We love you, by the way, hey, Raven. I want you to know that.
Don't be a Darren.
Yes.
My main lesson I learned is don't be a Darren.
I want you to know that you're incredible and amazing.
Another night, Darren and his girlfriend's brother were standing just outside the back porch,
and we love you.
Talking about how it felt as though they were cursed.
And we're listening to ghost stories, so you can get spooked with us. You can get all spooked with us, and we can talk about the cat barrels in Sweden and Dutchland.
Darren got out a ladder to see if anything had landed on top of the house. Nothing. And then Darren said that things settled down after that. As if rebuking the demon and the curse in the name of Christ, sent away from the home and his family.
Right, it's Dutchland that they have the cat barrels. Sorry if my brain is pretty bad at responding at the moment, but I'm here and watching. That's okay.
Years later, Zozo comes
Raven,
back
that's
because Darren starts
okay.
playing with the Ouija board all over again. After all that, for some reason he messed
You're
around with it.
fine.
If this was a horror
You're
movie,
okay.
If his character died, I would not care.
If this was a horror movie, he's the dumb bitch in the white t-shirt.
I just love this. This is so nice. Dutchland. Cat barrels? Yeah, the cat barrels you told me about. Where they put the cat in the barrel and they beat the shit out of it? You mean the ones I showed you? That's Denmark. Oh. They're pretty cool. I love those. It's fine. Mine's not working today either. Well, it's fine. It's fine. You can hang out with Goat. You can enjoy where he misremembers things and is real dumb. Sometimes. Today was good at work. Today was not bad at work. Today was slow. We got out of there 30 minutes early. It was nice. No one was an asshole. There was only one time that I would think that somebody was an asshole, but it was more of like, you came in late, man. This is what we got. And like, in all honesty, he took it pretty well. He's like, yeah, great, just give me whatever. And I was like, all right, whatever. And I gave him I gave him a meal and everything, and he's like, not exactly what I was thinking, but hey, that's fine. I love Dutchland. We're the ones that celebrate old pagan shit with real dark stories without telling kids where it stems from. Dutchland ain't got nothing on it. I love Dutchland. Just like America Land. You know, with the mouse. But my dad thought yesterday was going to be Day of the Dead. Tomorrow is Day of the Dead. And I was like, no, that's November 1st, Dad. We're not even close.
No way is any kid around me going to play with the Ouija board. So again, don't be a Darren. Darren says that his girlfriend's nieces are using the planchette, and it was starting to write out messages, and then he decides he wants to figure out if they're just making it up, like making it move on its own, or if they've really contacted something. To test this, he secretly writes down a color on a small piece of paper, crumples it up so no one can see what he'd written, and then he asks the girls to ask the board if the spirit they'd contacted knew which color he had written down. And the planchette quickly scoots over to the word yes, and then it spells out the word blue.
Oh my god, that's the color I was thinking.
Miracle-land.
And then chills run down Darren's
Miracle-land. Oh god, my fucking spelling today. No, it's okay. Doesn't work with where I live. Yes. But I mean, we could definitely go to, we could definitely do a Day of the Dead. We're doing a Day of the Dead celebration. I'm doing one, so I mean, you guys can enjoy a Day of the Dead celebration with me. Because I'm going to literally make Monster Girls all day. When I get home from seeing my parents. I'm gonna start drawing Monster Girls. Or I might do it before I go see them. Neither one. Doesn't bother me.
He says that towards the middle of the board you can make out a few hideous faces. He says he sent this photo to several.
That's how I spend my my celebrations.
Was one of those skeletons supposed to be Zozo? Or the faces of Soul, Zozo?
Oh yeah.
Darren claims to have finally stopped trying to contact Zozo. Helping him make this decision was reading numerous other posts of others contacting the same entity, with some people claiming to have witnessed cases of demonic possession attributed to contacting Zozo. Darren now feels it is his duty to warn people to steer clear of any Ouija board.
Sounds awesome. What don't work?
Close the Ouija board session, cleanse the house.
What don't work? I don't know. Whatever works. I mean,
do not know what you are dealing with.
I'm going to be off on Day of the Dead.
They're not toys.
Right.
I didn't request it. She just gave it to me, and I was like,
still selling Ouija boards?
good for me.
I believe, yes.
I ain't working.
Parker Brothers? Yeah, yes.
I just, before we go further.
You have to do some cleansing?
I have some holy water.
So I'm gonna enjoy my Day of the Dead.
While you're doing that...
don't you want some?
No, I'm okay. While you're
Bunny
doing
is
that,
asleep.
Zozo told me I'm not supposed to touch that.
Like Dutchland or whatever.
I don't know what you're supposed to do with that after you make the sign.
Or American Land. Where is Scotland? Oh man.
The Infernal Dictionary.
Kai question. The way you shade is to make all the flat colors and then layer of just dark all over, and then you remove the darkness from the parts with more light coming through, and do the same for the light. Yep.
Oh yeah, I didn't catch that.
Yep.
I was just looking at the...
It's real simple. It really is as simple as that. And it looks so good. Like, it looks really good, and then when I add extra lighting, it's not that hard. Like, it's real easy. Like, you see, like, the flat colors are already pretty bright. If you already have, like, a lot of bright colors to begin with, it's not too bad. And it comes out like that. Like, it comes out like light is hitting it. When in fact, I'm just tricking you. I've tricked you.
You will have gone so fucking far. Unless maybe you're on like some sort of fun drug.
Okay. And then this last one is an artist depiction of Zozo.
I'm afraid. Oh my god!
What if you saw that face at night?
I'm not looking at that again because I'm already afraid to go in our bedroom now because all I can think about is the mirror. When we get home this afternoon, we are covering the mirror.
Oh, great.
Do you remember when I used to cover the mirror?
Yes. Okay.
Well, we're back to that.
All right.
You did it. I told you nothing with mirrors. I fucking told you.
You did?
I did.
Okay, that's all the pictures.
Okay. While I think there is the... I'm not doing it. While I think that there is the distinct possibility...
Yeah. What's going on over there? There's something weird going on. Okay.
Are you being serious?
I was being serious. I thought like the picture was changing.
Yeah, I'm tricking your brain into believing that there's a light when there is nothing there.
Do you want some holy water?
There's nothing there, Dr. Freeman.
Do you want some crystal cleansing spray?
Oh man, gonna have to try that. Yeah, so all you have to do is that you make a flat one, and then you make a flat, and then you add this color behind it, so you can deselect, and then you can hit W and reselect all the purple area, and then you color in all the lines, and then you go to this, and then you add, and you just fill in all the purple that you selected, and you slowly get rid of the shading, and the flat color should be light enough that you should be able to get this, which is exactly what I'm doing.
She's in danger, and you're just like, oh, let's fucking get it out and play again. Like, are you insane?
I was having a problem with that too, but then I was just thinking about how dumb some people are in every other aspect of their lives. Yeah. Where there's like, I feel like everyone at least has like a relative in their family. Like, dude, why the fuck would you go out drinking and driving again after your 6th DUI? What are you doing? Or like with your kids, where it's like CPS.
And then you can just go back and you can add that shading back onto it. And remember, you don't have to use the purples that I'm using. You can use a more reddish hue or a more whiter hue. Just remember, like,
and now just this poor guy's real, so
the hues of the picture are really changing up.
Pictures, I'm like, oh, okay, you look exactly like I think you're gonna look.
Okay, I have an image in my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we have a little gas station at the crowd. I've gone.
It's been long. Oh man.
Seen like the 3 a.m. gas station.
Gonna have to try that. Need to draw again. I would love to see some of your drawings, Raven. It's been long. That's okay, Raven. I hadn't drawn for 20 years till a few months ago. Yeah, till I pressured her into drawing again. Yeah, peer pressuring her. Hell yeah. Peer pressure worked.
Says you have to be like a.
That's what I learned. Peer pressure still fucking works. Hell yeah.
No. In fact, I'd love to hear a story from a Rhodes Scholar that this happened, because that would really fuck me up.
Next, I can probably get her to smoke weed.
Incredibly analytical. And if they can believe it, or something happens to them, be like, oh fuck.
I think I can do it.
Wonder about that, but
I think I can do it.
More pressure. Like the more prestigious
I don't smoke, so she can smoke it for me and tell me how she feels.
Jackass in front of your peers if you claim something happened.
Right.
Like if you're hanging out with this, again, not to be a dick, but if you're hanging out with the 3 a.m. gas station crowd, no one's gonna be like, oh, it's not.
And then I can trick her into getting into a band with me, and we can go cross country.
You know, it's like
how's he done?
I was in a band.
You don't. But if you're bringing that up at like a faculty meeting at Harvard, they're not gonna be like, yeah, fuck yeah, bro. Yeah, you get it.
I want to be at a Harvard faculty meeting and like, fuck yeah, bro. Just where anybody says fuck yeah or bro.
Oh, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Okay. All that aside, if this happened, fucking Zozo is terrifying. So did you find other Zozo stories? Are we gonna talk about Zozo again?
Looking for peer pressure. And you inspire me to keep going if it doesn't work out. Yeah. Inspiration. Hell yeah. I love inspiring people. I love giving people inspiration. I'm like a bard that doesn't know when to shut the fuck up.
Created it as such.
To be creepy, yeah.
So it could have just been you, or your book, or
saw something.
I saw movement behind you, and I did not care for that.
I had a weird little like light reflection thing. I couldn't figure out where it was coming from because nothing really changed in here. It was on. It was weird. I only noticed it during the Zozo story, and it stayed on the whatever was the right page in the little book I was looking at. And I didn't want to stop the story, but I was like, what is that?
Open the book back up
and see if that little light thing is still there. You know what? Maybe it was coming off my glasses.
Put your glasses back on.
It's not. Okay, so you keep talking while I get my glasses on.
Oh my god. No. This is how the ghost hunting begins. This is Dan's first experience where he's gonna be like, holy shit, it's real.
It did come back, but it's not from my... Hold on. Nope, it's not from my glasses. We'll have to figure it out later. Because it's not... I can't tell where it's bouncing
Maybe
off
it's just
of.
the candle behind you.
It might be. Okay.
Maybe it's from this light bouncing off of the demon face behind you onto the thing in the jar.
Yeah, maybe. Ooh. You want to move on from Zozo with some scary tales of your own?
Yeah. As I mentioned previously, Dan.
Yes.
These are stories about kids. Oh, but I wanted to tell you something before we dive in.
Sure.
Dan and I took our family to LA for a little New Year's break. We used to live in LA, so it was nice to go back and see friends. And we were at this Japanese dollar store called Daiso, and I love it, in Little Nagasaki.
Yeah.
And I bought something for additional protection, and I've been wearing it
I
today.
smoked weed years ago. All it did was make me sleepy.
Our pants in store. A geranium ring for geranium power.
Weed is the starter drug.
This is for. I have no idea what
And then it just makes you go sleepy.
I
I use
did
it
some
a couple of
searches,
times a
and
year.
basically it sounds like
I
it's good
reset
for,
my
like,
physical
diseases,
pains when they
like
get too much, because doctors gave up. But I've been offered to try something new through the state, though. Gonna try that next. That's good, Raven. Hope it works out for you. Yeah, hope it works, and hope it's not highly fucking addictive. That's something you gotta watch out for. So sometimes your doctors will give you something highly addictive.
I love the picture on it, and I just love that it says
Because it may work on one patient. You're our second try. Oh no.
I feel like that's not going to be for sale for a lot longer. I feel like that was like
It's highly addictive.
somebody went hard on geranium power.
No.
I gotta tell you.
Oh well, not our problem.
In my Googling, there's like nice bracelets.
I trust doctors well enough. I've just heard enough horror stories to know that
The flower.
there are also awful fucking people in lab coats that don't care.
We're late to the party over here.
There's also the guy that owns the Heart Attack Grill in New York. I think it's in New York.
I wanted to do
It's somewhere. I forget where.
I think that kids are the most in tune.
Okay.
Right? So these stories freaked me out, and I want you to know that I did not sleep well last night as a result.
Okay.
Because once again, I did these stories in our house like I fucking said I wouldn't do. And I did, and it's awful for me, and I have to stop doing that.
Yeah.
I know, I gotta stop being fucking Darren.
Don't be Darren.
Stop doing dumb shit, Darren. Okay, so this is a quick little one just to get us ready from our fan, Kim. Hello. My story isn't super
Vegas, I
exciting,
think.
but
Oh yeah.
definitely
No, it's
very
fucking.
creepy.
It's a fucking nightmare.
2009, my husband and I moved into a
Get me right. I don't mind using a couple times a year, but give me another option to try it, and I'll take a try of it instead. This is called Nana. It's like acupuncture, but in the ears. Never heard of it. I will ask my bro when he gets up. He's a doc, lol. I had a longer talk with the overhead of a psych ward about the usage of weed for medical reasons. Has a great talk, honestly. The important of usage with it medically is the medical doesn't get to be your go-to excuse. Ah, gotcha. I get you.
And then I said, "Who are you talking to?" And he giggles and says,
Hey, Abel. By the way, hey, Abel.
"Not scary at all." A few weeks later, my niece stayed the night, and in the middle of the night, she got into bed with me because my husband was gone. I figured she was just being a little chicken because even as an adult now, she still is.
You up
The
for a
next
bit?
morning, I was teasing her about getting into bed with me, and she informed me that she had heard something in the living room. And then after she got into bed with me, she saw a shadowy figure standing in my doorway, looking at us. So fuck no.
Yeah.
And then at the beginning of 2016, my son woke up screaming. I ran into his room, and it was cold, like heavy and oppressive. I asked what was wrong, and he told me the mean lady won't stop looking at me. She's standing over my bed. I looked into the corner he was referring to, and I could see a silhouette. I immediately contacted my friend who's a medium, and she did a reading and informed me that there was definitely something in my house. We weren't sure if it was malevolent or not, but it took me a while to let my son sleep in his own room again. A couple weeks after that incident, I found out that I was pregnant. That was when I caught a glimpse of the woman. She was dressed very old-fashioned with her hair in a high, tight bun. She had a very stern energy, but she didn't make me feel scared. One night again, my son woke up screaming, and he was screaming about her. I was at that point in my pregnancy where I was sick around the clock. I was tired, and I was fucking over it. Like a crazy person, I yelled, "We are done with this, you old bitch! Get the fuck out of my house!" The energy in the room immediately changed. My son settled down, and we never saw her again.
What? That was not how I expected that to go.
We moved a few months after that, and I staged the shit out of my new house regularly.
Sleep
But
schedule,
my brother
foobar.
rents our old
Yes. Oh my
And
goodness.
after
Well,
moving
if
in,
you're
he told me his son was
if you're
scared
up for a
of
bit,
a lady in his
yeah.
room.
God.
Nope.
Just
not
let
my
me know.
problem, buddy. You can
Let
keep
me
her.
know.
Thanks for reading this
If you
long story
if you
that my
want
husband
to
says is
jump
my
in, you
overactive
can.
imagination. Love the podcast.
You're more than
The
welcome
dynamic
to.
as a couple is so enjoyable to hear,
If you
and I'll
just want to
wait
chill
for it
out
to
and
come. Stay
just
spooky.
hang out,
Thanks, Kim. Well, you spooked me.
you're more than
Man,
welcome
I got
to.
some serious goosebumps on that. I was surprised, man, whenever people like challenge it, like, you know, like get aggressive with these things.
Yeah?
I'm always
I
like,
just turned off all the
don't
colors
do
because
that.
it was
Piss it
confusing
off.
my
No, you're telling it to leave.
brands.
That's part of the
And now it's
process.
better.
If you want it to leave, you have to tell it
And
to leave.
now
You
it's
have to tell
slightly
it to
better.
go. If you think that it's
Why was he just gonna leave then? Why is he gonna listen to you?
because spirits are generally just like lost.
Because I was like, what the fuck is this shape?
Backfires on you.
What the fuck is this shape?
Naughty spirits. Why is that candle burning like there's like wind on it?
Zozo's breathing on it.
Those candles are both going a little too crazy for my liking right now.
Yeah, hug that Abel. Hug him good.
Are you ready for one more?
Ba da 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 da.
Well, be
Da
prepared
da
to
da
get
da
dark.
da 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 da
Do you
da
remember a few
da
weeks
da 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 da.
ago? We were in Tacoma,
Wow wow wow.
Yeah.
and that
Wow
awesome
wow
couple
wow
came-
wow wow
and that
wow.
awesome couple came through the line to tell us
Ba
about
da
the
da da da
magical
da
grandeur.
da
That's the story.
I've got the story.
ba da 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 da. Thank you. Thank you so much, Raven.
My little squishy guy on top of the
Oh yeah, so everybody's having a fucking hard time getting rest. Oh, that's great. You know, Abel,
No.
Okay.
Abel, Haven, and Rafe. God damn it! It's like we're in the hard to sleep club over here.
It's not edited, it's not cut down,
Okay.
like, because sometimes they're really long and, like, we just don't have enough time, okay?
Okay.
I'm telling you, verbatim, this is their story.
Okay.
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 When it comes to scary stories and the paranormal, it's all fun and games until your toddler starts talking about their
Seems
experiences.
everybody's having a
There's
fucking
something truly
time and a
unsettling
half.
about their sweet, innocent voice telling a simple story of unnatural events. One starts to question if it's just an overactive imagination or if something is truly trying to make contact. At least, this is how it felt when it came to our daughter.
I'm trying to use
and
the
Twinkle
shading
House.
to
My husband and I married in
physically
2010.
make
We had our first
her
son
feel
year
like a
after we got
3D
married, and our second
object.
son was
You know what I
born the
mean?
following year.
I swear,
In
if
2012,
Hendrik wakes
we got
up
a cute little
with
house
bad
in
sleep
Tacoma.
too, oh my
Built
god.
in the early 1900s,
Henrik!
it was the perfect house for us.
You better not.
He was
You
working
better
nights in the
not.
restaurant and was on call
I'm
for
gonna
every
get
single
mad.
call. This left me home alone with the
Who's
boys in
bad?
this new, unfamiliar house. I learned very quickly that old houses make a lot of inexplicable noises, especially at night. Occasionally, I would hear a noise that sounded like someone walking around upstairs where the kids slept. I would go up to check on them, and
We
what
only
I thought
want 'em
was
to
a
have
toddler awake,
sweet
but
dreams.
always found snoring, sound asleep kids. There were a handful of times that I heard scratching on the wall, but I couldn't find anything. I would get spooked and call Matt and ask him when the hell he'd be home. He would nicely tell me to stop being crazy and that the house is just old and creaks. Eventually I got used to the noises, but I still, to this day, go and check to see if the kids are sleeping when I hear footsteps upstairs. They're always sleeping. A year after we moved in, we welcomed our sweet and possibly demonic daughter into the world. Having two older brothers, she became rough, tough, and kind of destructive. We have a little nook in our kitchen, and when we bought the house, there was a small hole in the wall back there. When she learned to crawl, we would often find her scooting over to that back wall and to the hole.
Oh my
She
gosh.
was obsessed with that spot.
Everyone else in the house is still sound asleep, and all I want is my birthday pancakes and a bacon I was promised. What did you do then, Raven? I swear, if Henry... Oh, I freaked out one of my brother's friends yesterday. He saw the image of the seagull I was defeathering a tad and was like, how did she get a dead pigeon? So I went on video, gull in hand, and to the freezer to unpack the pigeon in the freezer and educate the boy of the difference. Mine's more been falling asleep too early without trying to, then waking up like an hour or two later. Yeah. Sometimes I've been having that.
And my baby girl started telling
but I'm good.
About him daily. She would casually tell me how he would try and hit and scratch her and always yell at her. Twinkle
I'm fine
Grandma
right now.
Always the punching bag.
I, on the other hand, have been waking up to, like, not working.
And pull Twinkle Grandma's hair. One particularly horrifying story was about Twinkle Grandpa.
I've been full steam ahead lately. And now I wake up exactly on time, so that's good, I guess.
Wide-eyed. I knew she wasn't witnessing any behavior like this. She was at home with me all day, and we live a very uneventful life.
My dreams are still nice, though. I've been having good dreams lately.
They started small, but she would pick at them until they were fairly large. She would justify it by saying, none of my ex
in them, which is good. I haven't had her in many of my dreams, which is nice. You know,
one day,
it's real nice.
Telling me about more abuse that Twinkle Grandpa was doing to Grandma, I asked her if she was ever scared of him. She told me, it's kind of creepy, but not scary. Twinkle Grandpa gets mad at me, but he can't hurt me for real. He can only try. One night, when I was putting her to bed, she told me her walls talk to her at night, and they tell
Hell, I can barely function in the moment. I'd still bring you pancakes and bacon. You will hopefully get it soon, too. Oh, thank you, Raven. Knew I could count on you. Oh, my goodness. You guys are too sweet. You guys are too sweet. You guys are too sweet.
My daughter had never met this woman.
I'm sorry that you've been having that, Abel. I do apologize.
I shot my mom the what the fuck look and just awkwardly smiled at her.
But of course, Raven is sweet. She's been nothing but a sweetheart ever since I met her.
Telling me that Twinkle Grandpa and Grandma were mad at her.
She has been nothing but the biggest sweetheart since I've met her.
That exact moment was when everything fell into place. She had spent pretty much her entire 3 years of life trying to get into the walls, hammering giant holes in her bedroom.
That was a while ago in Fox's stream, and then she hopped over to mine.
With my toddler, and now she was heartbroken because they were no longer interested in her.
Now we are
now
good friends.
And she hasn't heard from them since that day. She doesn't talk about them. I know. She doesn't talk about them unless we bring them up, and she corrects us on the details. When I was asking her for some help with this letter, she reminded me towards the end of this experience that there was a third person. I had forgotten about Twinkle Baby.
Oh yeah, Twinkle Baby. Goddamn fucking creepy.
Went into her doll. A doll we got from an ER visit back then. The doll is kind of creepy looking, and she still calls it Twinkle Baby.
Oh my god.
I don't think this doll is haunted. I've never seen anything weird happen with it. She does often hide this doll, though, so it took me forever to find it so I could attach a picture, which we'll show you. As I said, we haven't heard from Twinkle House in years, but I will say that not one of my 4 kids is willing to be upstairs in their rooms alone. They are all fine being up there in general, but they freak out if they don't have someone with them. Matt has never been much of a believer in this stuff and never really cared. He believes that as long as he isn't scared of it, it couldn't get him. But things changed when he read the story of the Hat Man. The part about telling the mom soon, very soon, and then it going after her son really got to him. He realized that this isn't just about him. These things can go after our kids, and they're not always interested in us. Recently, we did have an incident. It took place when we had some friends over and were joking about paranormal type stories. We laughed and poked fun about our daughter's story. Our friends shared some of their own stories, and we all had a fun night. Until something woke me
All
up
you
in the
chat,
middle of the night.
it's been good times. Yes, yes. All you chat has been very sweet since I've been here. Yes, we're all sweet.
Then my legs were shoved
You
to
both
the side of the
gonna
bed,
make me
and the bridge was
cry.
taken off my feet, as if
Yes,
someone
I'm
had
sorry,
stood at the foot
Red.
of my bed and pulled it. I sat up and asked
No,
Matt
you.
why he did that, but
Yes, we love you, as long as it's happy tears, and I'm glad.
you felt that too.
And, you know, happy tears are nice. Defo would be,
In
yes.
the morning, Matt told me to
Just
lay
don't want
right
to
back to sleep
irritate
after
your
it happened.
sinuses,
However,
is all.
when he rolled over, he was facing our closet.
Blur
A
that.
closet that doesn't have
Blur
doors on it.
that.
And he said he saw a shadowy figure go into it before he closed his eyes. This was the first time he had ever experienced anything like this, and I still can't believe he went back to sleep. We are careful now to not make light of their presence in our house. We own the house. It was such a good deal that moving is not an option. We just try not to piss off whatever shares a home with us. I've attached a few pictures. Feel free to use them on my show. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I think it's Kayla, is a different spelling. And
Matt and Kayla, that sounds right.
yeah, and then she just says, P.S. When I was writing this, Facebook was showing me one of my old memories. Shortly after we moved into our house, my oldest started to freak out about the scary monsters in our house. Ironically, he was the same age as my daughter when she started talking about the Twinkle grandparents. Even more interesting is when I got pregnant with her. So her son is like experiencing something, and then she gets pregnant, and then the daughter comes out, and at the same, when she moves up in age to whatever 3 or 4, she starts
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird. So, Joe, that is fucking Twinkle, baby. I don't know what hospital is giving out that doll. That doll is fucking creepy.
That face is fucking creepy.
It's fucking creepy. And there's
Twinkle baby.
Twinkle baby is inside of that. Or something.
Oh my god. That's pretty creepy.
But I hope everybody's having a creepy day. And a good creep. Not a like, oh yeah, actual creepy shit's been happening to me. I hope it gets good. I hope you get spooked in the right way, and it's just a nice, enjoyable day, you know? I really do. You guys have been making my streams and my nights really awesome. You know, you guys really are the lifeblood of this channel. Without you guys, it wouldn't be as amazing. I'd probably still be doing the same shit, but it wouldn't be the same without you guys. You know what I mean.
Another reminder that now we are putting the photos that we reference on the show on the Scared to Death Instagram, which is just at Scared to Death Podcast, so you don't feel left out.
With a softer brush.
Exactly.
And thank you for the continued ratings and reviews. They're really motivating, and I noticed they have definitely gotten better recently. Not that they were ever bad, but it's just more, I feel like we're finding a nice flow here.
That's nice.
There's a nice growing audience of people who like what we're doing. Talking to Joe about that, our producer this morning, and it feels good. It feels good. I don't feel like the show is really going to shift tonally very much going forward. So it's one of those things that you're like, oh man, I hope they change and do this. Well, probably not.
He said blood. Creepy music rises. He said blood.
Every once in a while we get email.
The naming convention they have are weird. Yeah.
Or no way, come on. You're missing the point of the show if you're doing that.
What I mean is the BGM audio. BGM audio.
We're just taking it at face value. We're sitting here in a scary room trying to get ourselves in the right mood. I don't like to watch horror movies at noon. I like to watch them at midnight.
Right.
And the same thing for this show. It's just fun to be spooked. And so if you want like a real hard-hitting investigative show, this isn't that show.
No.
And that's fine. Find another show that suits your fancy that way.
Right.
And let us be spooky.
There's a rabbit underneath my foot. He's like, get out of here. This is my spot.
I'll be telling 2 today. How
You
many
should
telling?
know
telling
that
2.
this is my spot by now.
People
While he
in one of my
noses
stories.
me.
Oh, also a version of a
He
shadow
pokes
version
me
of
with his
Batman in
nose. He's
online.
like, you better get out of here.
That's the worst.
I know the worst.
Get
one.
outta
And
here.
also, thanks for checking out the new merch at badmagicmerch.com, our new store. So we have fun stuff. We have a new tee. We have a new
Too
adorable
much.
tee.
Oh,
2 different colors.
a t-shirt.
T-shirt. Yeah.
I was thinking, I'm like, we do? I didn't know we were selling tea.
Yeah, we have tea now.
Cool.
We have Earl Grey Death Scary Witch tea.
Is it infused with particles of crystals?
No.
Well, then I'm out.
It's demon tea. It's infused with demon
Well,
particles.
fucking, I'm out. I only drink tea with crystals.
So I do have a hat man tale, as I was saying. That's the first one. Little one. Little tale. And then the second one is a tale of a very tragic event that definitely happened over a century ago in a small Iowa town. And I'll talk about some kind of creepy paranormal possibilities that follow that very tragic event.
I zoned that out badly. Explains why I didn't get it. Thank you for explaining, though. MP.
I mean,
See,
I'm from Ohio,
everybody's so
so
sweet in my chat.
people always do
Nobody's
that.
like, you
know, people
fucking
always like, it's all the
idiot.
same. Sorry, Iowa campus.
You
Okay.
dipshit. But also Abel wouldn't say that anyway. Abel's always really nice. He's always he's always been real nice and slow with people. He understands. He gets it.
Today in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I'll explain that later. It was ridiculous.
I can't wait to talk about how you were so...
He's very emotionally connecting, but also emotionally distant.
I still sit on annoyed. All right. Are you ready? Are you getting your protection blanket?
Yes,
Your socks?
I've got my socks on. I've got some, I think they're bears.
Okay.
I think at this point, I have worn all of the pairs that I have. So if you are accepting something new each week, I apologize for always sending
Fox. Okay, that I am.
more, so if you want to send them.
Welcome, Raiders. I am.
Okay, I am
Okay,
ready.
that I am.
Oh yeah.
So
Let's do it. I'm ready to be scared.
Fox, how are you?
Tiny bit of setup for this. Just
You better hug that. At hug.
Who I hate
Alright.
the most.
most notorious entity associated with shadow people. Yeah, your least favorites.
Hope your stream went well.
This is the one you probably least want to see in the middle of the night while I'm out of town.
Welcome,
just standing before
Fox.
the bed, I would imagine.
Hope it went well. How was it? Did you enjoy Deltarune?
Just a couple weeks, I'm gonna be all alone.
Yep.
I'm already
Did you enjoy the Deltarune?
Quick refresher. For
Was
those,
it as
maybe new to the
runic
show or,
and
just forgot about
Delta-y?
this, the Hat Man typically appears at night. This entity usually dressed in either a
How was the
long, a white
baggage
trench coat, or
claim?
black
Was it
three-piece suit.
as fearsome as I
Reports always
remember?
wear black hats. Those who encounter him almost always report that the Hat Man has glowing red eyes. He's usually huge, very tall, a shadowy figure carrying with him a powerful sense of dread and doom. Are you ready for this encounter?
I mean,
As ready as you'll be.
I guess. Oh god.
Time now for a tale called This Is Your Last Chance. A woman named Rebecca.
I'm doing good. I don't know about everybody else. I'm doing good.
When she was just 6 years old. And she claims
We
that
don't
not
talk
only
about
did
me
she
today.
see
It is the rule.
the Hat Man,
How are you,
but that she
Fox?
also heard him.
We
She seems
old
to
you
have
brains not working today.
Rebecca grew up
We old
mostly
you
in
brains.
Italy,
Yeah,
spent parts of
we old you brains.
1977 and 1978 staying at her
My
grandmother's
brain
house
is
in
working
Independence.
just fine. I'm a little burnt out, but I'm not too bad. I'm a bit tired, but I really wanted to do this. I really wanted to work on my favorite part so far on the picture, which is right here. Just work on this and probably clean it up a little bit, like right about there. Not too dark, but dark enough
Yeah, I got that.
so that it can be seen and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna add some reds and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna what I'm just gonna do is find a picture online, or I can make a street. It won't take that long to make a street.
One was the dresser drawers were opening and closing on their own, and ghosts and clothing were flying out. And Rebecca remembers waking up terrified. She then tried to wake up
Bring
her
her
grandmother,
burr,
gently
brain
pushing her
state
and tugging in her
burr.
pajamas.
Rules are made to be broken. Brain goes zug zugs. Brain stayed in bed at my house when I came to my brother's. My brain started acting up while playing sadly. Turning off the lights didn't help much, so I ended up doing art for a bit instead, but I am now going to be recharging. Okay. Hot lurk mode. You lovely lots, take care. You're amazing and awesome, and I love you all. Relax and get a good recharge. You recharge, Fox. You take care of you. You're wonderful. By the way, Fox, I wanted you to know from the bottom of my heart, you are an amazing friend and a wonderful person. You're incredible and stupendous in that you even give me the amount of time that you have to just say hi is amazing, and that you keep coming into my streams has only made me happy and excited to be around you. Get some rest, enjoy yourself. Thank you for coming in. I do appreciate you. And Raven, you're awesome too, and amazing, and stupendous, and all of those other adjectives. You make this stream better and better by just your presence alone.
He put down his arm, and then he just vanished.
Now, if you need to lurk and just chill out, I totally understand. No trouble at all. We get you. You know, we'll see you later. You know, you're always welcome to just chat, sit and chat, and hanging out. You don't have to be active. You just have to be yourself. We love you for who you are.
When she mentioned her Hatman encounter, because she had seen him too. Her aunt shared with her and the rest of the family.
Hope you enjoy your lurk, Raven. Oh my goodness. I hope everybody enjoys their lurk. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being incredible. I hope the spooks you're enjoying the spooks.
But now she was positive that whatever she had seen was real. Rebecca says that her memory of her encounter with the Hatman scares her to this day.
Well, yeah.
And that when she is trying to figure out what he meant, and she's still trying to figure out what he meant when he said, "This is your last chance." Rebecca's grandfather died shortly after she saw the Hatman. Was the Hatman telling Rebecca it was going to be her last chance to talk to him? She doesn't know. Or was he warning her about something horrible still to come? She hopes she never hears or sees the Hatman ever again.
I hope I never fucking see him.
Just a weird, that one I liked, you know, little story.
Yeah.
But I just liked it because of the aunt detail later.
Right. Good corroboration. Oh, I'm already thinking about the Hatman story that I'm going to tell you. And there were some...
Yours is the Hatman story too?
And yeah, there were... well, Shadow Person for sure.
Yeah.
I read through it a couple times yesterday.
Okay.
But then, you know, I have to block it out of my brain,
Sure,
otherwise I'll never sleep.
Yeah.
But so many similar details. And that's the thing about Shadow People and the Hatman is it's like you get a story from Sue in Wyoming and a story from Bob in Southern California and John in Australia.
Right.
And they're all always very similar. Like there's a similar ominous feeling. There is the descriptions are always the same.
Right.
And there's just no fucking way. There's no way that every single person who claims to have had a Shadow Person Hatman encounter also has read all the stories and has taken the time. Like, who takes the time to do that? Like, this is what it's supposed to sound like?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to write it like this. Like, get the fuck out of here.
And with this phenomenon,
No, my chat has been nothing but incredible.
Sleep paralysis studies that have been done. But
God, that's what my person talks about too.
right, but you know, like that, just because like there's one part of the brain is activated by that certain thing, it's like, okay, but what if it's activated because of some horrible thing happening? Also, it's like there's still room for like, maybe.
That's what I
You know,
think.
even after the analysis and everything. And also, I'm sure, let's say to be devil's advocate, let's say that it is all scientific, no less terrifying for the person experiencing it.
Right, because it's very real to you in that moment.
You're still seeing a horrible, either way, like demonic, supernatural, or just like, you know, can be explained by brain chemistry.
Yeah.
I don't want to have it happen.
Correct.
It sounds absolutely horrible either way.
Right. Well, because I think about like at night when I can't fall asleep, which we'll discuss later, and I'm looking at the corners of our room. And I'm like, oh my God, what's here? I can feel something.
Damn it.
And recently I was thinking, like, maybe I do want to see something. Maybe it would give me some piece of, like, okay, it is real, it is out there.
But you're okay.
But, like, you've been living 36 years without any interruptions.
Right.
Like, why now?
Yeah.
But then also, I don't know, maybe a bad idea. It just...
Yeah.
But the shadow person specifically, really...
I got a couple spooky depictions of what shadow people may look like. Some new ones you haven't seen.
I don't want to look because I already have so many images stuck in my brain.
Well, this is somebody else's image of what a shadow person may look like.
Fuck.
Right?
That is like,
just the outline of some human shape in the distance.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine seeing that in the woods? Oh my
Could you
God.
imagine seeing that in your
Anywhere,
bedroom?
anywhere.
In your bedroom when it's an arm's length away.
Yeah.
That's what does me in.
Right.
In the woods, I can kind of explain it away. I can kind of say like, oh, that's the way this tree and the sun.
What if it was moving?
Moonlight. Well.
Like we're out in the yard.
Oh my god. Damn it! Stop it.
Here's this next one. Another depiction.
Did not care for that.
Somebody else's. That would be.
My son is up before the others too.
Oh god,
Nice.
I have chills all over my body.
Nice. You get to hang out with your best bud.
I wish you could see my chills.
Nice.
Here's
Nice,
another
best
depiction of
buddy.
What the Hat Man might be. Some people think it could be like a vampire, kind of weird hat.
Oh yeah,
So,
tailspin.
that's scary.
Oh yeah,
One more
tailspin.
depiction of the Hat Man.
Come together, here's another tailspin. Ba-da-bum.
You know, his weird hat.
Do you remember when he was really into that hat?
I do, and it hasn't stuck around and for good reason. Who okayed that?
There was an...
Who was like, dude, sweet.
He pulled it off.
No, he didn't.
Oh, I think he did.
I don't think he did. I think he pulled it off better. I think it would look more clownish on most people.
Tailspin.
He did a good job for what it is, but at the
But
end of the day,
yeah,
it's a
I'm glad
super
that your
stupid
son
hat.
is up.
That doesn't bother me.
Means you get to have somebody up with you.
A more round version.
Careful, the mouse
Yeah, that
will
one is
have
like-
what it is.
okay, it's like a weird
What
watermelon
is
piece on
his?
top of your head.
He also has a
Slash
very...
kind of like a
Super Scope 64. Is that a Mario feather you got there? I mean, you can call it whatever you want.
He's a very
If it's a Mario
slight
feather
build.
to you, it's a Mario feather to
He has a
you.
giant hat on his head.
I just like the design.
First of all,
I
he has
just
this
literally
giant
was
hat.
like,
That hat
it
would be
works.
so fucking
It works
big.
for me.
I think if I was wearing that hat and somebody woke up and saw me at the foot of their bed with that hat, I mean, they'd be scared, like there's a random dude in their house, but also might laugh.
And
a little bit. It would take away from the intimidation.
I feel
Thank
like
you for
if
coming in.
wore
I
that
do
hat
appreciate
and
you.
some cowboy boots, people would just think you're a shitty cowboy.
Probably.
I hope you enjoy yourself.
I
Thank
think
you
it
for
would
coming
look
in.
like a cowboy no matter what.
Super Scope
hat
64.
Oh, you can pull it off.
I might be able to pull out a cowboy look.
Maybe.
Yep.
Maybe. Let's not find out.
Let's not find out.
It's not my fantasy.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for being awesome. Thank you for being stupendous.
And I really regret you telling that story.
Okay,
Hanging
this
out with the
next one-
goat.
This next one, a little more setup for this one. So I'll just get into the setup and then we'll get into the scares. Whatever you call it.
Hanging
So,
out
you
with
know,
the
it's one of those,
goat.
this is one of those stories.
Oh,
we've done
yeah.
one,
Oh,
similar, I
yeah.
forgot to mention, it was in one of the first or second episode. Happened in Germany. Heidecker. Well, I don't want to give it away. But there's been a similar story we've told that happened in Europe. This is the American version, but okay. Anyway. Now I'm remembering why I didn't want to mention that.
Yeah.
I don't want to give it
Didn't.
anyway.
Okay,
That's
stop.
what I was hoping.
On a quiet residential street in the small town of Villisca, Iowa, sits an old white house with a dark black history.
I personally am a fan of Mario 64.
Maybe in need of a new paint job, but not that unlike any other home that lines the same streets
I like
in
the
most
newest
Iowa
Mario.
town.
Mario.
At night,
What is the newest
you might get the
game
chills, you might
called?
feel the hair stand up on the back of your
Odyssey?
neck.
Yeah.
Something
I
about
like
the house
Odyssey.
makes you feel
Odyssey
very
works
off
for me.
or wrong.
Odyssey's
You
my
might,
jam.
likely notice that no lights were shining out of
I
the old
actually
house
lied.
windows.
I hate
Sounds could be heard
Mario
inside the home.
64.
No one is home.
I like Galaxy more. I'm sorry.
You would see that the White House's doors
Alrighty, I'm
were
gonna head off. Sleep
shut.
down. Hope you have a wonderful
A wooden outhouse
stream.
sits on the back lawn,
Origami.
decaying, looking like it might collapse at any
Rest
moment.
well, Shy. Take care and awesome.
And maybe you
Yeah,
start to
no,
walk
you're
away from the
good,
strange
Shy.
house,
Go get some
and maybe you start
rest.
to walk away pretty
Go
quickly.
get some rest.
The
Go
home is a
get
site of
some
infamous
sleep.
tragedy. And while you can pay to
Go
visit
get
the
some
home, while you can pay to
sleep.
spend the night, no
Get
one
some
has
rest.
actually
Enjoy
lived in
yourself.
this
You're
home for over a
fine.
century.
You can pay to spend the night there.
You're okay.
A lot less people lived in Villisca in general compared to when today's story took place. Today, Villisca has half the population it had 100 years ago, just over 1,000 people. It sits over an hour's drive from
Night,
Omaha, the
everyone.
closest
Night,
city.
Fox.
Freeways
I will
well.
see you,
The
amazing
railroad
person,
that once
later.
brought people into town closed
You enjoy
down
yourself
decades
and you
ago.
get some
Not
rest.
exactly a tourist
You
destination.
deserve it. You're a
Villisca is
wonderful
now
person
home
and a
to
wonderful
farmers,
human being,
slaughterhouse
and you deserve
employees,
some rest.
retirees,
Now go.
and a few
Now
people
go
who figured out how to
sleep.
carve out some other kind of living. But in the early 1900s, Villisca was booming, a flourishing community fed by the arrival of a new railroad. Several hotels, restaurants, stores, manufacturers, even theaters complemented an economy based largely around agriculture. More than 24 passenger and freight trains stopped at the depot each day, sustaining the town's growth and promising a bright future. The town had been laid out back in 1858 by D.N. Smith of the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad. He named the town Villisca, which he said meant pretty place or pleasant view in the language of the area's original American Indian inhabitants. By the early 20th century, small family-owned businesses were prosperous and numerous, but the small town would soon be overshadowed, all the good things, by the horrific events that took place on the night of June 10th, 1912, in the Moore family home.
Oh, so just one night?
Yeah, a very bad thing happened one night. The Moores were a mid-sized family for the times. And because of the town's success, they were prosperous. Because of the town's small size, they were well-known. The parents, Josiah and Sarah Moore, had 4 children. Herman Montgomery, who was 11, Mary Catherine, who was 10, Arthur Boyd, 7, and Paul Vernon, 5.
I love the double names.
Their neighbors
McChungus Among Us.
Sarah Moore even ran the
Sorry for
school
not
to local
responding
church.
to the shout out the other day. There's a solid chance it was 4 a.m. and I was passed out in front of my PC.
And they planned to live there for the rest of their
McChungus Among Us.
and they would live there for the rest of their
You
lives. Unfortunately,
are
the rest of
amazing.
their lives
Get,
would
come here.
rather quickly to an end.
Oh, God.
You're
Sooner and a
fine,
whole lot
McChungus
bloodier
Among
than anyone
Us.
could have imagined.
Shit.
On June
Thank you
10th,
for being
1912,
awesome.
two local girls and friends of the Moore children, Ina and Lena Stillinger.
Just like every one of these people around here, thank you for being
9 and 11
awesome.
years old, left their home for church
Thank you for
early
being
that Sunday morning.
stupendous.
June 9th would become the last day that
Thank you for
Villisca
coming in
wasn't known
and just
primarily
checking me
for
out.
The Stillinger
Thank
girls
you
planned
for
on having
giving
dinner
me
with
the
their
chance
grandmother
to
after morning
entertain
service,
you
spending the
even when
afternoon
you
with
go
her,
to
and then
sleep.
returning to her home to
Even
spend the
when
night
a
after
little
the
when you
Children's
get a
Day
little bit
exercises
nappy.
concluded. The Children's
Even
Day
when you
celebration was a
get a
church
little
event
bit
that
nappy.
celebrated the end of the school
You know?
year. Sarah Moore
Thank
had
you
helped
for letting
organize
me
it.
entertain you for even
Tragically,
just
they
a
did not go
moment.
back to their grandmother's that night. The girls had been invited by 10-year-old Catherine Moore to spend the night at her home instead.
Ah.
Prior to leaving for the celebration, Mr.
Hello,
Moore
little
placed a
rabbit.
call to
I
the
feel
Stillinger
you.
home to ask permission for the girls to stay
Little
overnight.
fucking rabbit.
Blanche, Lena, and Ina's older sister told Mr. Moore that her parents were both outdoors, but that she'd pass the message
What are you
along to
doing
them.
down there? What are you
Never
doing
phoned
down
back to
there?
say they'd given
You
permission,
alright
but
down
in
there?
a small town, surely Ina and Lena would be safe at a neighbor's house. It was a safe town where nothing bad ever seemed to happen, but it was not a safe town the night of June 10th, and Ina and Lena would never return home. The Children's Day program didn't end until 9:30 p.m., and the Moore family, along with the Stillinger sisters, walked home from the church. They entered their home sometime between 9:45 kind of late, dark.
Thanks for
No
letting
one
me be
knows
your
where it
paralysis demon.
Time now for the tale of the Villisca axe murders. The next morning at dawn, a neighbor, Mary Peckham, stepped into the yard to hang some
God
laundry.
damn.
At 7 a.m. when the Moore children should have been starting their chores, she
Oh
realized
my
that
goodness,
not
this
only had
bunny
the Moores not
loves
even been
attacking my
outside
feet.
yet, but
He
the house
loves just
itself
nosing
seemed
my feet. He
unusually
doesn't
still.
bite, which is
Mary
good.
Peckham walked up to the
He
front door
could
and
be
knocked, but
biting me.
received no response. She tried to open the door, but it was locked from
He
the
could
inside.
be fucking
Not
biting
normal.
me,
In a
but
little
he
Waltham
isn't,
town where
so
everyone
that's good.
generally left their doors unlocked. She went back into her own home and called Josiah Moore's brother, Ross. A little while later, Ross let himself into the house with his key and walked into a nightmare he could have never imagined witnessing.
Shit.
In the downstairs bedroom, he found the bloody, mangled bodies of the Stillinger girls, Ina and Lena, tangled in their bed sheets. They had been mutilated. He told Mary Peckham to call the town's peace officer, Hank Horton.
Technopathy? Oh my goodness.
To make it to the Moore home,
Is
Ross
there a
found the rest of the
technopathy?
Moore family. All of them with their skulls crushed by what doctors would later estimate were up to 40 axe blows.
Oh yeah.
8 people had been bludgeoned to death, with the doctors estimating a time of death between midnight and 5 a.m. The doors were locked from the inside. How How did this happen?
How did it happen?
A monster would kill 8 people, mostly children, with an axe. How did they get inside in the first place? None of these questions would ever be answered. The murder weapon, the bloody axe, was found in the guest bedroom near the bodies of the Stillinger girls.
Oh.
A pan of bloody water was discovered on the kitchen table, as well as some uneaten food. 2 cigarettes were found in the attic, suggesting the killer waited patiently for the family to go to bed before creeping downstairs and bludgeoning each person to death.
Damn.
The murderer left Josiah so badly mangled that both his eyes were completely missing. They had been, like the rest of his face, obliterated. Josiah had received more axe blows than anyone else, and strangely, he was the only victim that had been hit with the actual blade of the axe.
What?
The rest of his family and the Stillinger children had their heads bashed in with the blunt back of the axe blade.
My God.
The murderer had also searched dresser drawers for pieces of clothing to cover up glass in the entry doors so no one could see inside, and I find this most disturbing. The murderer had also covered up all the mirrors in the home.
No way.
What were they afraid of seeing?
Oh, fuck, that's so creepy.
What had they already seen? What might have been looking back and staring out from those mirrors?
Stop it.
There were deep gouge marks in numerous places on the ceiling from the swinging of the axe. Whoever it was, they were very strong, and they were very angry. Who could swing that hard over and over again and not wake up anyone else in the family? How did no one scream and alert any other remaining occupants in the home? How did not one person make it out of that house alive? Did the killer have help from something not of this world? From something inside the mirror? Investigators believe that everyone had somehow slept through these gruesome attacks, with the lone exception of Lena Stillinger, who had fought back.
Oh my God.
She had defensive wounds. How could she have been the only one? How could someone so angrily walk through the home and swing the axe over and over and over again and not wake up anyone? Thump, 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 an axe, cutting and smashing.
So I was wanting to join a 40K Space Hulk campaign this winter. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! I hope you enjoy it.
According to his employer, he showed up looking for work the day after the murders, covered in dirt. When the story about the murders came out in the paper, Sawyer went off by himself to read it.
Hope Warhammer has not put a bad taste in everybody's mouth. I hope there is still joy to be had.
Anxious to be by himself. They were also uneasy that Sawyer slept with his axe next to him.
Oh, what?
Another one even
with the Warhammer franchise as a whole.
And he suddenly jumped up and said to himself, "I will cut your goddamn heads off."
What the fuck?
And he made striking motions with his axe and began hitting some piles of wood in front of him. But when investigators looked into Sawyer, he had an alibi strong enough for the police to not arrest him. Another suspect was Reverend George Kelly.
The Reverend?
Oh yeah, it's coming together.
In town on the night of the murders. He'd left town early the next morning, between 5 and 5:30
I've been figuring out Gloomhaven. I've been enjoying it.
You've been accused of peeping on young girls several times.
I just need to get better at it,
To pose nude for him.
so I don't.
Some reports about the axe murders, it suggests that
So I'm not wasting turns and stuff like that.
Her nightgown had been pushed up over her body, the lower half of her body left completely exposed. Doctors who investigated the crime scene said she had not been assaulted, but they
And not having to restart all the whole game multiple times.
Like Reverend Kelly was known to do. Just a few days before the murders, on June 8, 1912, Reverend Kelly had come to Villisca to teach the Children's Day services, which the Moore family had attended.
As much joy as can be had in such a grimdark universe, the retcons are brutal too. The retcons are some of the worst.
But he was discovered to be mentally ill. And while he would end up being
Like,
twice, he would recant his confession before
I think
the
they're
first trial,
pretty
and he would
horrendous,
never be
but
found
also
guilty.
kind of funny.
Another suspect, possible serial killer.
Like, you just gotta live with it.
Some investigators
I know
believe
that the
Mansell had murdered his
orc
wife
book
and
is
child in-laws
severely
with an axe
broken
2
as
years
far
after
as
the
I've
murders.
heard.
Okay.
Like the new 9th
3 days
edition
before the
orc
murders,
book
Mansell also
that I have.
several axe
I have
murders
heard
in
that
Kansas.
it's broken. The light vehicles
Mansfield
are.
also brutally axed Jimmy
You
Peterson
better
and Jimmy
fucking
Miller to death in Illinois.
enjoy
Each
Mad
crime
Max
site
because
had
you're about
all the
to
murders carried out in the
experience
same
it.
way. There had actually been a lot of axe murders in America in the early days of the 20th
And it's
century.
with the death skulls in
9 months
particular,
before the Villisca murders, H.C. Wayne, his wife and child,
which are
Mrs. A.J.
vehicle
Birmingham,
heavy
had also been
to
chopped
begin
to
with.
death in Colorado Springs. Just
Pick
like the Villisca
vehicles,
murders,
and
sheets were
you
used to cover
kick
the
some
windows to prevent
major
passerby
butt.
from looking in. Also, just like the murders in Villisca, the murderer in Colorado Springs had wiped the blood off his axe and covered the heads of the victims with sheets. But Mansfield was never put on trial.
Why?
And actually, he sued the investigator who accused him of all these terrible crimes, and he won the lawsuit. After that, private investigators and law enforcement seemed to have lost interest in the case. Whoever killed 8 people in Villisca got away with murder, and will likely never know who did it. As the years went on after the murders, Villisca steadily became less prosperous. Many of its houses fell into decline and disrepair.
Cries in Tao.
Empty storefronts soon lined the silent
Well,
streets.
Dan's got a full fucking Dirty Dan's got a full fucking Tao army, so
for the slaughter of 8 people.
if you really want to cry in Tao, I think he will cry more in Tao.
Hang on to it for very long.
Orcs remind me of some of my favorite drinking buddies back in the day. Oi, we're gonna get into a real crump.
Darwin and his wife successfully restored the house
Let's
to its
get
original condition
let's
at the
get
time of the
stuck
murders,
in,
removing all of the
boys.
modern amenities. They even put period-specific furniture in the rooms.
They get into a real
Paranormal
crump if you ask
investigators,
me.
They scattered the house with 20th century children's toys to give the young undead occupants they believe to still live in the haunted home something to play with.
Oh my god, that's so weird.
And many do believe this home to be haunted. On April 9th or 29th, 2006,
2006.
4 members of PRISM, Paranormal Research and Investigative Studies Midwest, and 3 guest investigators spent a night in the Villisca Axe murder house.
No way.
And things got real creepy real quick.
Oh, I bet they sure fucking did.
As the night wore on, each person claimed to feel tiny hands tugging onto their clothes,
Oh god.
especially around their collars. One person felt a hand grip his chain necklace and give it a hard pull. Were these the hands of the murdered Moor and Stillinger children? The investigators also witnessed a light fog fill up the master bedroom. They distinctly heard a piercing train whistle, even though no trains run near the property anymore.
What?
They watched strange fog move from room to room just as
Yeah,
the killer moved. Once the fog dissipated,
My
they heard the sound of
roommate's
something dripping.
brother got a whole army of Tao. So we'll see. And the first battle, I was dicking around and I beat him. But we'll see. We'll see if he can win out in the end. You never know.
2:45 a.m. One team member witnessed the closet door in the children's room upstairs open and then close on its own.
Shut up.
There was a candy necklace hanging on the closet door handle, and it moved and rattled against the door as the door opened and closed. In the bedroom, another investigator saw what appeared to be tiny, pale fingers
No, get the fuck out.
reach out from inside the closet door. They appeared to slide out from underneath.
Oh my god.
Others saw a faint glowing coming from a bedroom closet. Maybe creepiest of all that night, Prism Paranormal founder David Pierce Rodriguez claims to have recorded audio evidence of the ghosts of the Moore and Stillinger children and their desperate attempts to communicate with the living.
Shut the fuck up.
A few paranormal websites who say they've listened to the EVP recordings claim to be able to hear the voices of children talking to one another. And at one point, one of the children can clearly be heard saying, "He's going to get us, Paul."
Oh my god.
Paul was the youngest child in the home that fateful night.
Oh my god.
Over the years, numerous individuals who have paid to spend the night in the Moore house have claimed to see a man stalking the halls, dragging an axe behind him. They say they've heard the whimpering cries of children, and one visitor claims that he became trapped in a closet, banging to get out while some unseen force held him inside, feeling the touch of tiny hands.
Oh god, that's creepy.
And then in 2014, paranormal investigators...
Not with that major rework for the game. Oh yeah.
...in the Villisca house and nearly died.
Shut up.
Robert Thorson Jr., a 37-year-old paranormal
Yeah.
enthusiast, moved into the house with his team of amateur
Sad.
paranormal
I mean,
investigators. Went off
maybe
alone to look at the master
maybe
bedroom,
one
and a few
day.
minutes later,
You never know.
called for help on his two-way radio. His companions found him stabbed multiple times in the chest. First responders would label the wounds as self-inflicted.
I wondered that.
But were they really self-inflicted? According to Larson's team, the incident happened around midnight, possibly at the same time of day when the 1912 murders began. Did a malevolent force possess
And then
Thorson and force
a
him to
faint
stab
glow.
himself?
Remember, this is a faint glow underneath the dress.
Did something come out from one of the mirrors like it may have done 100 years before? Lorson eventually recovered from his wounds, but I'll bet he never spends another night in the Villisca Axe murder house, where encounters are reported to continue to this day.
Fucking fuck.
Creepy tale.
The little hands.
Imagine those touching you,
Oh my god.
pulling your clothes.
When you started this story, I was like, oh, like if this show ever like goes far enough and we're able to do live scared to death, like I've always said I want to do them in supposedly haunted locations. That is off the fucking list. No fucking way. I'm not getting stabbed. I don't want tiny little. Oh, can you just like, yeah, little hands.
I don't think that'll ever happen either. I think you're just fucked.
Understand this first one is the Villisca Axe murder.
Tower just fucked.
Shit.
I know it really is. I mean,
And it could just be that it's like black and white,
Sure,
and you know all the things, and like you know what you know about it.
be like, yeah, that's a haunted house looking house.
I feel
yeah.
like it looks like there's a shadow of a person in the door.
Oh my god, I do too. Yeah, I think it's the way the can't remember what that's called, but yes.
The what?
I can't remember the curtains.
Oh.
With little curtains there. Yeah.
Well, there wouldn't be curtains on a front door, babe.
Okay. This next one is the attic, where the killer was believed to have possibly hid. Man, those old attics are so creepy.
Just a little bit.
And then this next one, this is the bedroom where the Stillinger girls were found murdered and where the axe was found.
But it's like modernized in there.
Help God, I'm getting bullied by my child in
would have looked back then.
Gragu. Oh, what happened?
Old chests and stuff at the foot of the
Why is he bullying you?
I feel like that looks way more.
Why he
like
bully?
12.
This last
Why
one
must
is
he
one
bully?
suspect I did not mention, so a little extra stuff.
What's
This is,
happening? What? I'm not getting the full context. What happened?
Obviously pretty handy with an axe.
He's
Don't
very
bully
good.
your mother.
I love
Come
it.
on. Come
I
on.
just love what is out there on the
Cool
internet.
kids
I
don't
literally
bully their
killed my dog
moms.
with an axe, and I had several pictures to choose from. Thank you, internet. That I just thought was so ridiculous. Just a dog just chopping some firewood.
It's fine. Completely normal.
God, I wish our dogs could do that.
Penny and Ginger do it all the time.
Sure.
Yeah, they're amazing. They are top of their breed.
Oh man.
That story is fucking terrifying. Okay, let's go back to the beginning.
Okay.
What are the odds that those two girls would spend the night? Lena and Lena, or whatever.
Right.
Lena,
It's not poggers.
what are the odds?
This is not very play of the game
Their
for you.
parents, right, who like didn't call and approve it, but didn't disapprove it. Can you just imagine the guilt?
Oh yeah. Well, and I'm sure like nothing like that would happen in a place like that before. You know.
They beat me up as I got him up. Oh my goodness.
The brutality of that night.
Why?
8 people.
Why
It
would you
freaks me
beat
out in
her
the same
up?
way that the Amityville story freaks me out, which we haven't
She's
done
just
on
an
this show
innocent
yet. Maybe
mother.
someday. I talked about it on Time Suck.
As a mother.
We may have done it during like a little beta episode before
Oh, I
we
was
released
like,
it.
I know that story. Oh yeah.
But there was that one. If I know it hasn't been released, and we may never release that one. We redo it.
We were just
We're
testing.
figuring out the format.
Yeah.
But I told Lindsay that story, and there was that. You know, it's just what always struck me odd about that case was that I believe his name was Richard DeFeo Jr. I believe,
She's
but this
just
Richard
an
DeFeo,
innocent mother.
was convicted of killing his
Why
family
would
in
you
the house
beat her
before
up?
the hauntings began. It was the same thing where it's like his was with a gun, with a Marlin rifle, I believe. But he shot all these people, and they were all found in their beds. It didn't appear like they'd been placed there after death. So it's like, how do you sleep through that?
Right.
Toxicology reports came back where nothing was found. And the same, I know this is an axe which is, a little quieter, but I mean,
You're still screaming.
and you're still walking around the house, a quiet house in a quiet town
Still
at night.
too
It's not like there
much.
was a bunch of, it's not like they had the radio going
Right.
at night. It's not like the air conditioner was really giving you some background noise. Things are quiet back then.
Okay, except.
Creaky, yeah.
Well, just think about our house. Okay, we're split level. Now, when the kids wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, I hear them and I wake up. You sleep through it every
That is
single
funny, though.
time. I have woken
That
up
is
to
very
kids
funny that they're beating you up. I will laugh.
They're sick. You never wake up. I wake up every single
True.
time.
But they found ceiling marks where the axe, like it maybe like he'd hit the ceiling, kind of swinging the axe. That's not quiet.
Right, but neither
It's not
is
poggers,
Tyler
though.
getting up and
It's
walking to the
still not
bathroom.
poggers, though.
House
I
is
will laugh
creepy,
at it,
and you
but
never
it's
hear
not
it.
And I
poggers.
think about and I think about like the couple.
It's not play of the
Josiah
game,
was
that's
with
for
the axe
sure.
first. How did his wife not wake up when Splatter hits her from her husband's and just scream, even just for a brief moment. And how does that scream? I don't know. There's just a lot of it is weird to me.
But then, if the little ghost kid, Paul, or he says like, Paul, they're going to get us.
Right.
So then that would indicate
May have also been asked to join a D&D campaign, but had to assure the GM not to be too chaotic. Well, I mean,
they weren't like scattered around the house.
maybe one day. Maybe one day I will. I will also be invited to one of these cool D&D things. But I will just make my own. I will just make my own.
So, which tells me
I will just have my own. I'll have my own D&D with blackjack and hookers.
Too, like if they hear something scary, they're
they might hunker down further in their bed. Oh my God, those poor kids. What if they were awake? And then
Scratch
you see
that.
Some stranger with a bloody axe come into your room.
Who needs hookers?
My God.
I think the only redeeming part of it is that one blunt blow to the head and you're probably out.
I hope so.
That's all you can hope for.
That's fine. I'm laughing too at their attempts. They will soon stop when I say no pancake and bacon for them. You shall destroy them.
Covers all of the mirrors with bed sheets.
Child, destroy the child.
With you? Did you take them out of the closet? And if other little kids were spending the night
Destroy the
most
child.
of the parents have gone into like the linen closet to get extra bedding out for the kids that were spending the night. And wouldn't you notice that other things were missing?
I know that is weird. That is weird. And
Destroy
the
the child.
windows, I get
Yes.
They could, like,
Yes.
And how do you
Destroy the
do
child.
that without anybody hearing you?
That,
Because how are you getting it to stay? Were you hammering it in? Were you just like draping it over the window? A windowsill is not. If you went to our house right now and took a sheet and tried to hang it over a window, it wouldn't fucking stay.
True. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't get it. I mean, I guess if you had curtain rods, maybe like over the curtain. But if there was curtains, then you wouldn't need to put a sheet up.
Yeah.
So, very confusing there. Something about that really bothers me. Fucking mirrors.
I know that's the detail, and I looked for it. At first, I was like, wait a minute, did I just add that? And in a couple of accounts, because I mean, it'll say windows, which makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But then I was like, man, the mirrors.
And let's see what it looks like.
Reports, and that is just a
Yes,
that doesn't
nice,
speak to
nice.
helping get away with
Get
it.
that little fluff. Get that fluff to show off the dress itself, so that people can see
guess.
the
But also, I
dress
don't know, my brain
itself.
just goes to monsters.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
so I have my own thing with mirrors, but I'm like,
Oh,
oh
yeah.
my God. Ah.
I mean, so the story that you were thinking of was the Hinterkaifeck farm.
Yes. Oh, good memory.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Good job.
Yeah. And that was really creepy too, where if you haven't listened to that episode, I can't tell you which episode number it is off the top of my head, but
It's either one or two. It is in the
it
first
was
two.
very early on.
Yeah.
Similar kind of thing where like, did somebody hide out in the house? How was everybody killed without other people?
I
'Cause
will
didn't they go out
give a
to the
little
barn?
brush in that.
Killed over a longer period of time, like one by one by one, and and a weird detail of that one.
Just
and I
a
love that I
little
wanted to call it the Heineken murders.
Heineken, Hinterkaifeck. Same.
Is that they were supposedly each killed. It was like a smaller, it was like a pickaxe, and it was like one blow to the head.
Right.
So it was
specific.
very precise. This one was way less precise. Over 40, roughly 40 swings.
Well, and then the eyeballs of the dad.
That just paints a picture where like his head was obliterated. The guy flattened his head. I mean, that was just speaks
It's
to
their
anger.
first run as game masters, so we're trying not to break them too bad yet. Hey, I'm still here. Sorry for got distracted for a moment. It's fine.
Any one of those people, they just didn't feel like they did it.
That's
You
fine.
know? Creepy
We're
reverend
all
guy.
good, Azzy. It's a-okay. You're good.
Because they had very few tools to work with.
Jay?
No fingerprints, no DNA. You know, there was like a police officer. There really wasn't a dedicated police force.
Right.
There weren't detectives in town.
Right.
So, you know, it's just some dude who was like, all right, you're the guy who has to come talk to people when there's a bar fight. You know, it's not like you went to an academy.
Right.
It was just Hank Horton.
Yes, and then
Probably
Hank what?
clean up
Horton.
this part of
the
it.
guy's name.
Oh, I thought you said something else. I thought you were making some like pop culture reference. I was like, I don't know what you're saying right now.
Yes, look at that.
Kind of
That
thought it was some
dress.
weird, like modern name.
Well, no, I just thought like you were referencing
looks
like
nice.
like you call like Andy Griffith and he comes. Like,
Oh, yeah.
And then I gotta work on the flowers.
Horton
But
here's
this
you.
shading
I got very
is
confused.
coming
I was like,
together
is this
real
the
nicely.
It could have been one of those.
Like this
suspects.
shading is coming around
Well, and then what
real
about the
nicely.
investigations? Okay, so let's talk about staying at the house. much does it cost?
I didn't look into that. There is a website now. I mean, it is like, you know, the town's not known for much anymore. I mean,
Right.
Thank you. Yes, you're all good, Azzy. You're all good.
Going away,
Right.
and then also by the interstate being built.
Mummy always wins in the end. That's true. Moms always win.
Main tourist. So there is like a little sign outside, and there is a website for the house where you can. I didn't look up the fee, but yeah, you can definitely rent it out. A lot, like same with the Sally house. I think a lot of these haunted homes, you can stay the night if you want to. That's
I don't think
how
I
they
could spend the
monetize
night.
it.
Could you?
I don't know. I mean, it depends. Oh my god, it depends. Like alone, no thank you.
No, thank you.
Like if I had to be in the attic alone and no one else in the house, fuck, hard no.
Hard
no.
fucking no.
Now, if there's a group of us, I am kind of that safety in numbers.
Define group. Because I would need like...
At least 3.
Oh, fuck. I was like, I need like a dozen.
At least 3. Because I'm weird that way. I'm the same way about swimming in the ocean. Because, you know, I have a weird thing about sharks. It's very irrational, I know. That one I'm actually more afraid of. But if I'm in a big group, part of me thinks I'll probably get somebody else.
Okay.
And I like
if you stand at the center and then...
I will take his 140,000 Necron set back. Yeah.
But in a haunted house, I would feel better if there's more people.
Yeah, I'm thinking...
Oh, yeah. Oh, no,
Feliz Dias de los Muertos. Yes. Yes. Day of the Dead.
So they cleaned it up.
Quite the sign. I'm sure the people who live in the house...
It's coming together nicely. Necrons are badass. They're also SOBs.
Look at that window on the bottom.
They should just know the superiority of the orcs and accept their fate.
'Cause otherwise it might be like a very cute grandma house. That prism group.
Yeah.
So it sounds like they had quite the experience. But when you started to tell about that second group, and you said he was stabbed, my immediate thought was, would someone go that far to stab themselves for the story? But then when you said, chest wound, because I thought like, like a thigh wound.
I hope his campaign is fun though, McChungus Among Us. I really do. I mean, it's always nice to get a new DM. Hope he enjoys himself. Hope he doesn't have too many plot threads. I would say his first outing should not be too many fucking plot threads. Cause that would fucking ruin him real fucking quick.
Things go really wrong, and I believe, if I remember correctly, it was like a recent divorce. But there was like a series of things that happened. His life was in shambles.
Have a central idea for all your players. Don't let them just choose. Like, give them a backstory and make them want to actually deal with their backstory. But let them slowly, like, let them all choose and pick at the same thing.
So many different things to look at.
And not just be like, run around and do whatever you want. Nope. As someone who has done that, I'm gonna say no.
I'm ready.
Okay, let me just
You know.
Grab a quick drink.
Yeah.
And then after Lindsay's stories, we'll share our little arguments. And I want to tell about the creepy dude.
Yeah, I want to hear about the creepy dude, and I have a hilarious update. Truly hilarious.
Okay.
Do not.
Because then you get insanity, and insanity is no fun. Ideally, I wasn't supposed to be a part of the first run, but they're shorthanded. I get you.
It's a good reminder that is one of my.
Well, that's why you create one NPC to help them out.
Yeah.
Mirrors, kind of, but not the way they bother you.
Yeah.
So, you ready? Do you have your... Okay, I was just making sure. Hey, Dan and Lindsay, Dustin here. Huge fan of the new show.
Oh, yeah.
Member of the Cult of the Curious. Thanks for coming over. I never told anyone
Coming
this story
together.
before, but after the last episode, I feel I have to tell someone.
Hello,
Listening to the
hey
last
General.
episode with the encounter of the Hat Man.
Hold up.
And having listened to the timestamp
I have
episode on
something.
Shadow People.
Hold up. Hold up, General.
Get an anonymous online quote
There we go.
I feel the need to share my story with you guys. Before the time stuff episode about shadow people, I never knew.
I assured my dude that I wouldn't play it actively chaotic this time.
Why, but I never bothered to learn more
You good?
about them. I simply wrote them off.
How's everything been, General?
Playing tricks on me. I suffer.
Hope everything's been good. I just thought of that fucking commercial, and I was like, hey, General knows about this.
Most of my time experiencing them, I would see shadow people. Now, I'm a scientist and a fairly logical and rational person.
It's not about saving you money, it's about saving you time.
There's no way these things could be real, right? Right. These are just visual hallucinations.
But at least they're accurate about what they do as an insurance company. They're like, we can't really save you that much money, but we can definitely save you fucking time. Oh, the General commercial.
Let me tell you my tale of the Shadow Man. This night, a particular Shadow Man visit
The General commercial.
out of the ordinary. My wife and I were at home in the evening after work. We played with our son. We ate dinner, relaxed, and wind down from the day. We went to bed and did our usual last checks of Reddit or whatever social media news, kissed each other goodnight, and fell into sleep. My eyes now.
You know, the General.
Opened slowly. I don't know what time because I don't know how long I've been asleep. And before this moment, it could have been minutes or even hours since I'd fallen asleep. It didn't matter because I couldn't move my arms to check my phone.
Huh?
I couldn't move it.
Yeah, the General.
I was completely
The General Insurance.
Not even a moment after realizing this was another sleep paralysis episode, I felt a presence. Something is near. Something is evil, and I can feel it. The corner of the room is different this night. The darkness in that area is heavy and deep. It felt like I was staring into a bottomless abyss. The blackness then started to take shape in a humanoid form and stood about 6.5 to 7 feet tall with long, skinny arms and long fingers. It was so clear, and never before had I seen a shadow person take shape.
Left for a second to do chores, and back again. It's all good. Super confused, but how is you? You didn't hear the General commercial?
His face was a different kind of shadow.
Hold up.
Deeper and
You didn't hear the General commercial? Let me just bring it up just a little bit for this one.
Get an anonymous online quote now. For a great low rate you can get online, go to the General and save some time.
Yeah.
no eyes that I could see, and yet I knew he was looking at me.
Yeah.
It felt as though
You
I had
knew
locked eyes with
you know
death
about that
itself.
commercial, right?
An absolute
General.
overwhelming feeling of dread.
I've been doing good.
And malice
Here's
filled
so
the air
far
and my body. My heart
what it
now
looks
racing
like.
So fast it might burst. My body tried to enter fight or flight
Nope.
by taking in more oxygen.
Gonna lurk and do some arts. Hope the stream goes well. Awesome. It's all good, Azzy. Go get some rest. Do some art. It's all good, Azzy. Thank you for coming in for the amount of time you have. You're good.
Shadow Man then begins to move
No, you're fine, Az. You're good.
in my direction and moves like something pretending to be human. It's disjointed and almost off balance. It's coming for me. It's maybe 8 feet away. Within moments.
You've never heard of the General? Alright. That's fine.
It approaches the side of the bed where my head is lying. He is inches away from me. I try to look away. I wanted to escape this hell even if it cost me my life. You cannot comprehend the hatred and evil I felt in the room right in this moment. His
Thank you for
face,
coming in, you incredible, wonderful person.
instantaneously appears next to mine. It was as if he knelt down close, but I didn't see him move. In a low, deep, half growl, half static voice, he commanded, "Look at me." In that instance, my
Yeah.
eyes snapped back to
Give
my
that
own
Azzy a
head.
hug. Thank you for being amazing.
The evil and dread that once choked
I'll look at it one. I'll take a look one day. It's all good. It's just a funny. It's just a shitty insurance company called General, and it's not great.
Some kind of nightmare. What an insanely specific, very real, disturbing. Where it's like, if I had that nightmare, like,
I just know them from all their commercials
I feel like I would just,
that are also not really good either.
And I feel bad. It made me feel bad for people who have like recurring nightmares of those kinds.
Yeah, like night terrors.
Night terrors over and over and over. It's like, oh, what a terrible existence.
But you're good, General. I just thought of them.
Because you're gonna see something like
Whenever anyone says General, I always think of that now. Which I guess their commercials did do good enough to be like, oh yeah, I know who this motherfucker is.
Kind of knows it could possibly still just be a sleep paralysis.
but it feels so real.
Something felt very different for him.
Those ads are absurd though. Yeah. Lol.
God. Yeah, that stuff just makes my mind go to that place where it's like,
Time to get breakfast. Have a great rest of the stream. Community, remember you are an all amazing and awesome people. We love you, Haven.
right next to ours. That
We love you, Haven. Thank you for being amazing and awesome. You get it. That's good. That's good that you get it. You know? I'm glad you get it, bud. I appreciate it.
You were trying to tell me about it, and I just told you to shut up and go to sleep.
Get some pancakes and bacon.
More on that later.
Okay.
Butthead.
Okay.
You just wait.
Okay.
So our next story takes us to Atlanta, hot Atlanta. The story gave me the creeps because it made me think about. It takes place on a little hike this couple went on, and it made me think about the hike that I go on with the kids on Tubbs Hill. Just here in
Get some
Coeur d'Alene.
pancakes and bacon.
I don't know if you remember this, but they found some human remains up there.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. They absolutely did. Last year in April, they found human remains up there, and they dug up the bones. Like somebody found it when they were on a hike up there, and they had Tubbs Hill was closed for a while, a couple weeks at least.
Okay.
They sectioned off wherever they found it and removed the bones, and they were sending it off for analysis because they said the bones could be anywhere from 200 to 1,000 years old.
Oh, whoa. No, I did not hear that. Wow.
Well, and like where we live, there is a strong American Indian population. So I mean, for all we know, it could be. I mean, I don't know this about Tubbs Hill. I don't know the history of the hill.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it could be old burial grounds or just not even burial grounds, just from a different time.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's story. I don't know why, but like when I was reading this, it just made me like think of that. And I was like,
Okay.
yeah. Okay. You ready to go to Hotlanta?
I am.
All right, let's do it. A few years ago, my wife, brother-in-law Sam, and I took our 4 dogs on a walk to Sweetwater Creek State Park here in the metro Atlanta, Georgia area. The park is entrenched in Cherokee Native history. They were upended and set upon the tale of tears.
Oh, yeah.
As well as a Civil War history here. There's a museum with many artifacts from both times on display, as well as a massive ruins from the old textile factory that was destroyed during Sherman's March and destruction of Atlanta. A really fascinating place, as well as a hotbed for paranormal activity. Contrary to these last few statements, none of these events were on our minds when we set out to take our dogs on a walk this day.
Okay.
There are several.
Y'all are awesome. Oh, thank you.
Which is the most
Thank
popular,
you. Everybody so
which is
far
where
has
we
been
travel.
amazing and stupendous. I don't think I have any bad followers
Chose the latter
so far.
Trail titled the Railway Trail.
Doesn't mean I can't get them.
This particular trail is separate from the other trails. Brings us over a large bridge into the woods and up a steep rocky hill.
No, I've just been batting 1,000 so far with good followers. No one's been toxic so far as I know. Everybody's been so sweet and kind and awesome in my streams.
My wife and I continued hiking up the hill.
You guys are amazing and stupendous.
Never turned around to see if we were following, as they're very loyal dogs, or at the very least to come back to find us. We had finally crested up the top of the hill when we started to become a little worried. We couldn't hear nor or see Sam or our dogs. Excuse me. Not only that, a strange, eerie silence seemed to fall around us. No birds tweeting, no trees rustling, no scampering about, nothing. Just my wife and me walking along the trail. It almost felt like our ears were clogged by how silent the woods had become. We began to call after our dogs as well as to Sam, all to no avail. The atmosphere felt thick and heavy, and when not a few minutes before it had been a crisp autumn morning. We got to a point in the trail where we could look down the hill and see parts of the trail that we would eventually get to. And there, sitting on the bench, was my brother-in-law and our dog, waiting for us. My wife called down to him in frustration, asking if he had heard us calling to him, to which he replied that he hadn't. Upon hearing our voice, our dogs whipped around as if they didn't even know we were there, and happily ran up to greet us. Immediately, it was like a fog had lifted. Nature sounds came flooding back in, the atmosphere felt clearer, and we had our dogs back. We called down to Sam that we were going to continue on the trail, and for him to wait for us there to come to him. Everything went well until we got to Sam, who asked my wife, "Who was that man that was standing at the top of the trail with you?" Stunned, we answered there was no man with us, and proceeded to tell him about our experience on the trail, how quiet it had become, and that if there had been a man, we would most certainly have seen and or heard him, especially if he was that close to us, as my brother-in-law said he was standing right beside us. Regardless of our denials, he insisted that there was an older man with a long gray beard standing with us at the top of the trail. Needless to say, our experience, coupled with the history of the park, most definitely had to have been something paranormal.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that my wife and I weren't even scared, though. And we've gone back since in hopes to replicate the situation, which has yet to ever happen. I hope you enjoyed my tale in the woods. I look forward to Wednesday mornings at work now because of your amazing show. It's everything I want in a podcast. Also, I just want to say, showbiz. That's how we do it in Hollywood. Sincerely, Jonathan.
Thank you, Jonathan. Man, that is creepy.
It is creepy.
Just that, this other person, that you experienced something weird. Well, two people.
Right.
Two people experienced something weird with the sensory deprivation kind of feeling, which, God, that in itself would be like so unnerving.
Yes.
And then the extra detail of a third person who did not know about the thing you just experienced.
Right.
Seeing another person that clearly, that is very strange.
Very strange. And it just made me think about, if you live in like the Spokane Coeur d'Alene area and you've been on Tubbs Hill, it's like, there's a park down here, and then there's just this beautiful, foresty hill. I mean, like, it's completely filled with pine trees, and it's beautiful. It overlooks the lake. But when they were talking about the sensory deprivation, I was like, oh yeah, that could be a weird feeling. Because, the forest can be so quiet. It can be deafening. But then you still hear like you hear some little scamper, like, I don't know.
I'm not feeling very skeptical in this moment. Like right now, I feel like there's gotta be something else out there than what we can see, than what science can show us. There's something else. I don't know what it is. Where these things come from, like, because how else do you explain something like that?
Right.
And then again, like we said before, like you said earlier this episode, just one little thing that science doesn't go, oh yeah, that's totally that. Just one, it opens up a door to what the fuck else is out there.
Which is oftentimes why I have to like rein it back in and be like, nope. Because how would you ever sleep again?
I know.
Right?
I know, yeah.
Do you want me to lighten the mood?
Sure.
Do you remember last week when I was wearing my geranium bracelet?
Oh yeah,
and we were like laughing about flower power and this is ridiculous. So I got an email that was like, I think you got it wrong. It's germanium, which is an actual like metal, or it's not geranium. Germanium.
Oh, germanium. That makes more sense, because I was like, why is there like, I mean, not that I know anything about germanium, but that's better than a geranium metal. Funny.
But there was only one person who called me out on it though, in that email. I didn't print it up. I read it and was like, oh my god. I often like will mark it unread to reply.
Sure.
Oh,
That's an easy one. That's an easy mistake to make. I mean, they're so close.
Oh god, but that was so funny.
Now, before we talk about our little situation the other night where I was apparently mean to you.
Such an ass.
And I want to share the story of who I saw this morning, and I'm gonna post a video of this guy.
Oh, you took a video?
I did. I felt a little bad, but it was just so odd. It's not the best video, but I'll share the story in the caption too. But like Dan Cummins Comedy is my Instagram. I'm gonna put it on there later today because it was
Okay, funny guy.
this morning taking the dogs, Penny and Ginger, to their little doggy daycare here in Coeur d'Alene. And it's snowed really hard here the last couple of days, and too much for the streets. The freeway's clear. The side streets have a lot of snow on them.
Right.
So I'm pulling onto Hazel on this one little side street, and there is so much snow on the ground. And then there is a full-grown man riding a children's bicycle
I've seen this guy.
down the middle of the road. Have you seen this guy?
Uh-huh.
And he's kind of like pushing it with his foot, and he's holding. This one freaked me out at first. He is holding in his left arm what seems to be a dead child.
What?
Oh, it was like, what in the fuck? On the like limp little arm hanging down.
What?
Oh yeah, like an unconscious. And so I'm like concerned. So I'm taking the video, hoping that it's not that, and also like, do I need to show this to the police?
Also, do
Or
I need to
whatever,
call 911?
do I need to call the police? So yes. So I pull up next to him, and then pull up past him, and then get out of the truck to get a good look at this guy.
Yeah.
And he seems a little off, and he is holding a giant doll, like a Raggedy Ann kind of style cloth doll, but
Stop
bigger
it.
with this big head, and it's filthy.
Ugh.
And the doll is wearing a coat, and he's holding the doll under his arms, looking like a dude out of a horror movie, scooting his little bike on down the street like
Oh
not
my
even there.
god.
I was like, what in the fuck?
Did you get video from all angles?
I didn't get a good one from the face because I felt too guilty like filming him dead on when I got out of the car.
I know I have that problem too.
And I'm like, I don't want to, because like that's weird, like
Yeah.
a stranger all in your face like that, like.
Yeah.
So I got sneaky video, but I didn't get you see him passing by, but I'm like, oh my, it was like truly something out of like a weird, like if it was dead silent, you'd have some weird circusy music.
If Joe had been behind you with like a
Calliope kind of music, but it's
Yeah.
like this is the guy who he's taking his bike to or from a very haunted house
for sure.
where people are dying or have just died or about to die.
When this makes me think about when I did a very brief stint in real estate. There was this guy that was well known amongst other realtors, or at least amongst like a circle of realtors that I knew. That they were like, "You never go there." I was like, "What?" Because when you are in real estate, like sometimes you get those postcards in the mail, like, "Hey, if you want to know what's going on in your neighborhood, let me know."
And there was one house they said you ever go to.
Right, because I was like, they call it farming. So I was like farming this one neighborhood, and
Okay.
somehow it came up because the person had gotten it and called me, and then by chance I like was talking to another realtor. I was like, "Oh, so this person,
Yeah, blah blah blah.
blah 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 person said that you had previously kind of worked with them, and this other realtor was like, you do not go there." And I was like, "What?" And someone was like, "I don't know what's wrong with that guy. I don't know what's wrong with that person. When you go in their house, they have like a rack of ties, and like just like in the living room, and then like that's next to something else that's like weird and out of place, and it has this like Dexter vibe, and like he and I did speak to this person on the phone, and he felt certifiable."
Okay, yeah.
And it just had this vibe of like, and he kept trying to like get me to come over, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Should be on some kind of list. And sadly, I mean, like full
Right on your
disclosure.
skin.
Well, full disclosure, I want to say that he's a veteran, and it
Okay.
made me so sad because I remember
Yeah.
having this feeling of like, someone needs to get this man
He's
some
probably
PTSD.
severely mentally ill.
Yeah, like PTSD, like really needs help.
Some other stuff.
But also, it's just like, you just don't know. Like, you see that guy going down the street,
Right.
you don't know what his deal is.
Yep.
He could be severely mentally ill.
Yep.
He could be a complete psychopath.
Yep.
He could
Whatever thou be, until thou art removed, thou shalt find here no water to drink. Thou shalt not stretch forth thy hand to our own. Into our house enter thou not. To our tent break through thou not. We are protected, though we may be the 20th episode of Scared to Death, Creeps and Peepers.
Yeah, 20 episodes feels good, man.
I'm Dan.
Hi, Dan. I'm Lindsay. It's so nice to meet you, Dan.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, wife. Yeah, Creeps, if you're new to the show, you're the person who, can't get enough of horror. Want more, love it. Watch it all day long, and then just go to bed with the lights off, no problem. Peepers, you like it and you hate it. It scares you, but you keep listening.
I'm a massive peeper. Massive. I was so scared last night. The fan story for this week is going to
it's terrifying.
mess you up.
Yeah, Lindsay has one story, a longer story.
Very long.
That was really freaking her out last night when we were putting the final touches on the prep for the episode. And I have two, and I feel like, both of the stories, I was working on them also before last week's episode.
Yeah.
And I think last week's episode was plenty scary, but these stories were bothering me more.
Okay, well. Fun times for everyone.
If you can't watch the show on YouTube, any pictures we will talk about today will be posted on our Instagram and Facebook at Scared to Death Podcast. Thank you for the continued
Slowly.
It helps us so much. It helps this new show.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, so if you want to be helping us, or if you get emails like, oh, how can I help you guys, right? Just keep spreading the word, ratings and reviews in all the places, and find us on social media, comment, be involved there, and all those things.
All those things.
All the things.
Keep sending your own personal true tales of horror to mystory@scaredtodeathpodcast.com. We love them.
Yes. It's part of what makes the show so awesome, so thank you.
My favorite part of the show. And also, quick note to our producer, Joe. Joe, we can hear you through our headphones.
I was trying to ignore it. I was
I wanted to bring it up before we got into the show.
Hello?
There is
Joe?
Sorry about that.
Joe, are you there?
There, Joe's got. We could hear Joe breathing and getting ready before the show, which would not add to an ambiance of horror.
I was imagining like the dogs are in the studio today, and I was just imagining that at some really intense moment we just hear Penny and Ginger like their little jingle jangle of their collars. Sorry about that.
Thanks for scooping out. Hey, you know what's podcasting?
What can you do?
Yes,
This is real time.
It's
One cut.
One take. So far, one take every show. First take, no technical problems. Knock on wood. Thanks for scooping up new merch.
Check it out.
Badmagicmerch.com. There you go. Yep, Lindsay's got the My First Amulet shirts. Oh man, Spicy Club, who does merch for podcast or Time Suck, also doing the merch for
So good.
Scared to Death. It's so good. I also have one of our new shirts that I love. This crazy black and white, just creepy moth, kind of a culty looking shirt.
Very cool.
Joe's out there, you can't see him, but he has a heavy metal kind of, Scared to Death shirt. It's just, we're proud of it. Lindsay has a coffee cup. I just love that we have cool stuff early on. So very exciting. If you want to check that out, you just go to badmagicmerch.com, click on collections, and then you'll see the Scared to Death line.
And merch is MERCH for anyone who thinks it's within you.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bad Magic Merch. MERCH.com.
So Lindsay has her story. I will be telling two stories, supposedly true tales.
Call JG Westworth.
The first one will be a tale of something terrorizing a young woman when she drives home from work late one evening.
Fuck off. Could I get my protection blanket on?
Yes, get it on now.
Okay. There are also in the store, I'm just waiting on mine to get here, protection blankets.
Nice.
So, help yourself.
So what did this woman see, and what has the thing been up to since she saw it? And then the second story, pretty famous horror tale. It's a story behind one of my favorite horror movies of all time. One Lindsay and I watched together in the theater.
Oh, no.
Where I recall, she jumped quite a bit, shut her eyes. But, this is the real story behind The Conjuring.
No, I'm fucking out.
Which is that 2013 James Wan directed, I think, horror masterpiece. One of my favorite modern horror movies.
Oh my god. Please, babe. Do you have a backup story?
Nope, that's it. That's the one we're doing.
Fuck. Joe, can you come in for the second story?
No, you're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear
All I
it.
can do is leave my mic on.
Can you breathe heavily into my ear?
Oh man, take the edge off.
Fuck. Oh my god, I'm already so scared.
Okay, good. Yeah, it was freaking me out.
Yo, Real Kazoo Gaming. Not that fake Kazoo Gaming. Hold up.
Just one thing.
Hold up.
Well, they were sent in by a fan. And I'm so sorry because I'm terrible with remembering a week later. But look, new unicorns. All right. I'm prepared. I'm locked. I'm loaded. I've got 2 beverages. I wish I had 3, but it's fine. takes me down the rabbit hole.
A little bit of a baby horror tale.
I'm doing good today, Kazu.
I found it after
I'm doing real good today.
chat rooms online where, a lot of stories seem pretty obviously made up, but then every once in a while
Doing
you learn, oh my
great,
God,
good sir. Hope everything's been going well.
and it really
I have. It has. It's looking good. It's looking good.
together.
Okay. Fine.
Just slowly. What do you mean, fake cat?
Oh, great.
I don't know what you're talking about. When did that fake get in there? I don't know what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Go ahead and pull me up. I made your iPod only play Jethro Doll. Oh my goodness. But it is coming along. Slowly but surely it's coming along. It's looking better and better by the moment.
It was 3 a.m. She had just arrived about a block from her townhouse complex.
And I don't know, maybe I should give her some pantyhose. I don't know, maybe? I mean, I can. It wouldn't be that difficult, but I'll do it afterwards. Give her some nice little nylon pantyhose. Wouldn't be bad. Oh man, you what, mate? Well, if you have an iPod, I don't remember having an iPod. I remember was given an iPod by my sister, my older sister, and I played the Red Hot Chili Peppers a lot. I loved the Red Hot Chili Peppers during that time. And then never again. After that, never again.
She seemed to be just floating there. Her long black hair fell down in front of her face, similar to the villain in the Ring movie, hiding most of her features, hiding her eyes, if she even had eyes.
Oh dear.
Sheila had no interest in stopping her car and finding out who this woman was or what this woman was.
I should call my sister sometime.
She honked her horn several times, swerved to the left to drive around her. As she passed by, the dark-haired woman jerked her face towards
It would be nice. Give her a good old friendly high five and a wave.
Did she lock the door? Did she lock the door?
But yes, the picture is coming along just nicely. Yeah, it's definitely getting real colorful, getting all nice and done. And I'll have it completed.
Seeming to float behind her at upwards of 50 miles an hour as she did a wide loop around the giant townhouse complex.
Stop it.
After about 5 minutes, she made it back to where she'd originally seen her, and there she was again. The way Sheila explains, a normal person should have never been able to beat her back to the spot of the original sightings. It would take a good 2 minutes to get back there in a car. It should have taken at least 4 or 5 for someone to make it back on foot. Yet there she was, standing in the middle of the road again, cradling that creepy, dirty doll.
What the fuck?
Now she was angry. She was enraged, slamming the doll around, screaming in some other language. Sheila sped away again, and after about 5 minutes, she drove back by again and saw that she was still there.
But I hope your day's been going well, Kazu. I hope it's been going everything you ever wanted and more. I hope you have a stupendous day. Hope it's going good for everybody. Really, I do.
Left out the details about the doll, the bloody face, and the floating instead of walking. The police sent someone to follow her home, and of course, by the time she got back, this woman in the street was nowhere to be found. And now all of the street lights were back on.
What?
Sheila apologized for it looking like she had made the whole thing up. She thanked the cop for her following her home, and then she hurried into her house and quickly locked the door. Next day, her neighbor, who was a good friend of Sheila's mom, someone who had known her literally her entire life, texted her wondering why she had been driving so erratically and honking her horn the night before. This neighbor could see the road where Sheila had seen the angry woman with the doll from her bedroom, and she said she'd seen Sheila weave all over the road as she sped off, She couldn't figure out why she was doing that since she couldn't see anything else in the street.
Oh, fuck me.
Sheila told her what had happened, and the neighbor told her to go home and pray. Sheila did not go home and pray, and she says she is still dealing with nightmares about that night.
I bet.
She says that ever since it happened, several times a week, she wakes up paralyzed, sees the woman from that night standing at the foot of her bed, staring at her with her horrible, bloody face, always holding that doll.
Oh, fuck.
And there's one last disturbing detail to the story. A few weeks after Sheila saw whatever she saw that night, there was a terrible accident near the townhouse late one evening.
No.
A young couple both died when their car ran off the road and slammed straight into a tree. It appeared as if they had accelerated into the tree rather than slamming on their brakes when they had swerved off the road, and this happened, of course, exactly where Sheila had seen that woman.
What the hell? I have chills everywhere.
Yeah, creepy story, right?
Fucking creepy. Oh my god, I can never drive home alone at night ever again.
And yeah, can you imagine?
You just ruined your own night. We live so close to our studio that it is illogical that we come to work in two cars, and yet we do because our days take us in different directions.
Schedules.
Guess what's going to be happening now?
A lot of carpooling.
A lot of me and you getting in. Oh god, how's this going to work? I can't get in my car alone. I guess we're leaving cars at the studio overnight now.
Oh man. But can you imagine driving home or wherever, like the middle of the night, especially home, where you're about
Of
to
course I
like
can
you're
imagine
safe.
this.
Right, in this dark street, and then there is some
Yes.
entity in the middle of the road.
I so clearly envisioned this whole thing. One of my apartments in LA before we met, I lived, if anybody is familiar with LA or is in the LA area, I lived at basically at the corner of Wilshire and La Brea. And so we were one block over, and we lived in this building that had this like giant faux portico. It was really beautiful, like sort of like castle-esque kind of building. It was all street parking. So you had to park it on, I think it was like 6th. You had to park on the street, and at the end of the street, there was a parking lot, and you could pay. But oftentimes it was very full, and because of the way street parking is in most major cities, it's like you can have a permit for your block, but if you can't find a spot on your block, you're fucked, and you got to start looping other blocks and find non-permitted areas.
Right, it's very hard.
This was so real to me because I can't tell you how many times at 3 in the morning coming home from a production job,
Right.
4 in the morning, or leaving at 3 or 4 in the morning, right?
Right.
Walking outside by myself, just with my fucking cell phone flashlight, hoping for the best.
I've returned. I might have not heard how is you.
Oh my God, if that happened,
While
I'm starting
you
to
were
believe
thinking
something.
on me.
Yeah, I would have
I
those
was
thoughts
doing
too.
good.
Okay.
It's
Why is that
been
car following
good.
me? Is that car following me? Okay, where's the nearest
While
police
you
station?
were
If it's
thinking
following
on
you're supposed
me?
to just drive to a police
Oh
station
man,
and
General,
bang on your horn. Like, don't ever
I'm
do
sorry
that.
if I was
Like,
thinking on you. I
that story is
apologize.
so fucked up, dude. Why would you tell me that story?
Here's some pictures.
I hope you don't feel called out. I apologize. I don't want people to feel called out.
Woman in the street. Can we get that big, Joe?
I want people to feel comfortable.
God.
Check this out.
You're good. Okay. Cool.
Seeing that.
Alright, if you say I'm good, I'm good. Hey,
Also, we live on a very dark road.
I was hoping I was good, but you never know.
You're going out of town soon, so fun.
This next picture.
You
what comes up
just
is a
hit
woman with a
that.
doll. This is Marilyn Mansfield, is what she calls it. A woman who lives in New York, has 3 kids, has over.
Glad that I know
500
now.
Creepy doll collector.
Oh my god, her poor kids. Isn't it like a habit that you could just take up, or I'm sorry, a hobby you could take up after your kids are out of the house?
Yeah.
How are they ever gonna have play dates?
I know.
No one's coming over.
No one's coming over. Oh my God. No one's coming over.
Hail, General Lautus.
This is what comes up when you Google scary Hawaiian woman.
Hail.
This is amazing how many images are out there on the web.
Seems I'm surrounded by
That's
assholes.
what I kind of pictured in that story.
Keep firing, assholes.
Oh, I would like that.
Can we get that big, Joe?
No, thanks.
Lindsay can get a really good look at it.
Oh god, mother fucker.
Okay, and then this final one, just take the edge off, is what comes up when you Google scary Hawaiian pizza.
Okay,
And
fair.
I love it. It's amazing what all is on the internet. Where it's like you can Google scary Hawaiian pizza, and it's a Chucky doll, like a modified Chucky
Right.
doll.
Super modified.
Yeah, like really, but like acting like Chucky is eating some Hawaiian pizza.
Yes.
Scary part
Look
of
at
Hawaiian
that.
pizza has green peppers on it, which ruins pizza.
Nice leaves so you guys can see it.
I know, it's heartburn.
Instant heartburn.
Dang it.
And it's not a Hawaiian pizza if there's green peppers on it.
I know, it's Canadian bacon pineapple. So.
Laos.
But.
Now you put that hand down and only wave to me.
Good.
Now we're getting to the one that you're more worried about.
I'm just thinking about like our
Now you put that hand down and you only wave to me.
because our street is it's not a busy
Would I
street where it's not
lie
like a
to
main
you?
thoroughfare,
Yeah.
but our street sort of eventually dead ends into like national park lands. So there's a lot of traffic for people who want to do like outdoorsy kinds of things.
Yeah.
And oftentimes are like coming and going very early, very late. So in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, there's so much traffic.
Yeah.
Occasionally you'll hear because there's deer and people, you know, obviously don't want to hit the deer. But now I'm like, oh my God, what if?
They're like, because that woman. I want to talk to our insurance person after the show because if you see one of these things and you go crazy, I want to make sure we're covered if I want to put you in a home or something. If I don't have the energy to take care of you. Okay, let's get to the second story. Time Suck fans who also listen to this cassette may remember that I touched on the parent family haunting in Time Suck episode 111. That's the
Hey Dan,
yeah.
I hate you.
Okay. That's the episode about famed demonologist Ed and Lorraine.
Am I a barbarian? I don't do Roman salutes.
Tell him if you've heard that. Tell him a fuller
I don't
version
do
of the story
Roman
today.
salutes.
Spookier version minus any
God
digging into the
damn it.
credibility of any of those involved. Not that there were a lot of problems with credibility in that particular tale.
There weren't.
No, not really.
yeah.
Even on the
Yeah, it's coming along.
I don't know, maybe I was
General, it's coming along. McChungus Among Us is coming along.
How you dissect it. Little bit of setup
And it's also 4:43.
Oh God.
And I've been live for 2.5 hours.
I'll take your dose.
Oh,
In
God.
January of 1971, the seven-person Perrin family lived in Cumberland, Rhode Island, an outer suburb of Providence, into a massive
I gotta get up at 12 tomorrow. It's 4:43 in the morning. Points down a gun. Now you do. JK, JK.
Providence.
Okay. JK, JK.
I love the area around it, like kind of the rural area there. By all accounts, it should have been the perfect place for the parents to live.
Yeah.
When they bought it, they thought of it as a dream home. Very old home that had been called several different names over the many decades of its existence. The Dexter Richardson House.
Early in the morning.
Arnold Estate, the old Brook
Early in
Farm,
the gosh
which
darn
opened
morning.
back in 1736.
So early, in fact,
A lot of people died there then, is what you're telling me.
that I'm getting
200
all
acres of
sleepy and
undeveloped land,
tired.
beautiful land, much of it thick forest, a fish-filled creek running through it. I mean, a beautiful property.
But also terrifying. 200 acres of forest?
I would have started streaming way earlier. I just,
Bedrooms and a barn. It seemed to be the ideal place
yeah, I
for a
wanted to
family
play
of
my
five to
game,
grow up in.
so
The parents were
I
young,
played
doing
I
well
played
for
an hour of my game,
themselves, had a great job in Providence. He and his wife were
beat
a
one of the
couple.
scenarios.
Roger and Carolyn got married in 1957. When Roger was 22, Carolyn was just 18. They'd started trying to have children right away. Their oldest daughter, Andrea, being born just after a year after the wedding, over a year. Excited to get further away from the city, live a quieter life, when they purchased a big house on this huge property. Roger had been traveling a lot for work, leaving the burden of raising the 5 daughters to Carolyn, and they wanted to spend more time together as a family before the kids got older and moved out of the house.
I get it.
Yeah, Roger was going to be able to back off of some of his work load, dreamed of slowing down, enjoying watching his girls grow up in this idyllic setting. His daughter Andrea, sometimes called Annie, his first child, had just turned 12 when they moved there. Annie was a tough kid, forceful and aggressive. Shortly before the move, when their previous home had been vandalized, Andrea thought a local boy had something to do with it, and she beat him up.
Go Annie.
Yep, jumped on him, started swinging, pummeling him, actually broke his nose.
Fuck yeah. Me and Annie.
Right, don't be a Darren, be an Annie.
I love it.
3 years later, Annie would be kicked out of her confirmation class, the process by which teenagers become members of the Catholic Church as adults.
Okay.
Well, you know, take on the name of the saint or some other holy name. Faith is Lindsay's confirmation name.
Yeah, and by the way, it was like more like not. I'm sure
Those are
people
some
were
nice
about
roses right there.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were like, you be hope and I'll be faith.
Yeah, it's going all so well.
Annie was actually kicked out of.
Sorry for
her
broken
confirmation
English.
class
It's
because she
fine.
told, the priest that masturbation and homosexuality were not
Look,
sinful.
I talk to people all around the world. You're not the only one.
Annie.
The feisty Nancy, the second oldest daughter, almost
There's-
11 years old at the time of the move, a spitfire, but the family's owners group of tough, competitive.
Lots of my followers are from all around the world. It's good that I have been able to gravitate to so many people that of all different nationalities. It's so cool.
Attention at school as she got older for acting out.
I love it. I love this family.
The parents, smart, capable girls, not easily frightened. But they would be frightened, very frightened, in the Rhode Island farmhouse dealing with increasingly malevolent forces.
So you're good.
Okay.
The parents had gotten a great deal on their new big home, getting it for less than market value.
Always the situation.
Always the situation. The purchase also came with a warning from the previous owners who told them, quote, "For the sake of your family, leave the lights on at night."
Jesus.
Time now for the true tale behind The Conjuring.
I don't want it.
Almost as soon as they moved in, Carolyn, Roger, and their 5
Yeah,
daughters.
those roses are coming out real nice.
For starters,
Let's
the family
finish
cat,
this part.
Juliet,
Let me finish these roses.
Juliet would have to be carried inside over the threshold. She wouldn't come into the house on her own, and when she was in the house, she would often growl, hiss at either nothing at all, or something only Juliet could see, or she would hide. And shortly after moving in, Carolyn started noticing that the broom she swept
It's already
the kitchen
looking
floor with
finished.
would sometimes
Nah,
still
it's
miss
getting there.
seemed
It's
moved
getting
from place
there.
to place on its own. First, it was easy to think that
Slowly
Roger
but
was
surely
the
it's getting there.
or that she herself had just
And then I
forgotten
need
where
to
she
add the
lived.
colors,
It was,
then the background stuff and all that.
about a misplaced broom. But then there were
I don't even have an idea for the background.
Carolyn heard them first.
Reminds me of
Unsettling sound of
Dance
something screaming
Macabre
in the kitchen
motif a
when
bit.
no one was near it. Scrape,
Macabre. Yeah.
scrape. What was that? A piece of metal?
I assume that's what you meant.
Carolyn would also hear noises coming from upstairs that sounded like children playing when she was on the main floor. And for a long time, that's exactly what she assumed was going on. That it was just her children upstairs playing.
Dance.
Then one day, chills went down her spine after she'd been listening to those sounds for an extended period of time. And then suddenly, the girls all came running inside the house. All of them.
God damn it.
They'd all been outside of the house the entire time. She thought she
Dance Macabre, French pronunciation. Also called the Dance of Death. It's an artistic genre of allegory of the late Middle Ages of the universality of death. No matter one's station in life, the Dance Macabre unites all. Yeah. It's what I thought it was. Well, the word finished is only by when you feel it. Yes, exactly. It's whatever I deem as finished or done. So it will never be done. We will work on this for all of eternity. Nah. Nah, that's not true.
She initially didn't say much to Roger. Roger was very
That's
skeptical
not
about
true.
these things, and she didn't want him to start thinking she'd gone crazy. And he wasn't mentioning anything himself, nothing odd happening to him. He loved the new place. The parent girls
But yes,
also
it's
loved her.
coming out pretty nice. And then once they're done, I will add the lighting.
Inside of it.
And then I will add a nice little street view with some poles and stuff like that. And let's see if I can find a nice, decent picture of Day of the Dead.
These were spirits who had an attachment to the property. Generations of one extended family lived and died at the farm, and some of them had they had either died by their own hand or
I might
died
just
so
look up.
traumatic a death and so sudden a death
Yeah,
that
let's
they didn't
see.
seem to know they were dead.
Gee.
After doing research
Let's
years later,
see.
and due to some seances while she still lived in the haunted home, Annie thinks she has been able to identify some of the ghosts she used to play with.
Oh, well, that's helpful.
One such spirit was Mrs. John Arnold, who died at the age of 93. She hanged herself in the barn beside the house.
But why?
Another spirit that the children played with was 11-year-old Prudence Arnold, who'd been murdered on the property. by the
It
farmhand.
seems
No
I'll
one had ever been able to pin
I'll
down
do
exactly
something
which
nice
one
for
of
the
workers
background.
was responsible for her death.
What the fuck?
I'm not really
One of the
sure
most
what I
famous
want for the
visitors was the spirit of
background,
Johnny Arnold,
but
who
I'll
girls
do
liked
something
him so
nice
much,
for it.
they nicknamed
Something.
him Manny.
Oh, great.
Johnny
I'll
was
figure it
another
out.
spirit that had once hanged
I also got to
himself
put
on
her
property
scales on
this time
there,
way back in the
and then I was gonna put
mid-1700s. To enjoy the company of the young girls,
some
and they
nylon,
claimed to feel and stand over them as
some
they
little
played.
nylon
He
on
would
her
partially
leg
materialize
right there,
into the
on her
faint
legs.
outline of his presence out of the corner of their eyes, but as soon as they
So
would
that'll
make
be nice.
eye contact or look too directly, he would instantly disappear.
But the Day of the Dead picture is getting done, and it's looking real nice. It's looking real good. So the question is, who do we want? Does anybody have an idea of who we're gonna raid?
Corner the spirit, the sweeping sound would stop instantly. And things went on like this for quite some time. The girls playing with the spirit.
Let me know now, so we can figure out who we're gonna raid.
These occurrences wouldn't have been, or would have been as bad as things got. The parent family could have made peace with it all. But soon some new entities appeared, and they were not so friendly.
Fucking portal.
The shift towards an evil energy taking over the home began when the parents noticed a smell of rotting flesh occasionally permeating their residence. No one could figure out exactly where the smell was coming from.
If you know anybody that needs a raid, I have a few, but I don't feel them worthy of a raid. Okay. All right. That's very weird. Is it because they're not doing art stuff, or what's up? You don't feel them worthy of a raid. That's all right.
But then the flies
Alright, man.
creep all of them out because it seemed like the more they killed, the more they saw. And always big, fat flies, never small ones. How could all of them only appear to be full grown? Roger and Karen finally called an exterminator. When the exterminator came out to inspect the house, it was as if all the flies suddenly went into hiding. They were gone. The exterminator literally couldn't find a single fly. He applied an insecticide treatment to the home at the parents' request, and then a few hours after he left, the flies were back.
Of course they were.
The insecticide seemed to have no effect on them. And then after a few months, the flies just went away on their own, disappearing as mysteriously as they'd arrived. They would be told later by demonologist Lorraine Warren that the flies left because they had served their purpose. They were an omen. They were harbingers of much worse things to come. Around the time of the flies, a strange, unnatural cold began to engulf the home.
Oh God, oh God.
It seemed as if it was impossible to ever get the house comfortably warm.
Let's see.
No matter how much firewood they burned, the farmhouse
There's a
always
few
felt
artists
cold.
online.
A damp kind of cold that settled into your bones. And certain parts of the home would feel much colder than others, and the location of these odd, freezing spots would move around. And then Carolyn started to fall into trances where she would lose giant chunks of time. It started one day when Roger was at work and the girls were at school. Carolyn was in the kitchen when she began to
That's
suddenly
good.
feel off.
I'm
She
draining.
felt scared too. The air around her felt cold and heavy. She felt nauseous and lightheaded. She leaned over on the counter and rested her head in her hands. Her vision started to fade and she felt like she might pass out. And then abruptly, still resting on the counter, she snapped out of it and felt better. She looked at the clock and thought it must not be working correctly. How could over 2 hours?
Do not.
But the clock was right. She'd only rested her head in her hands for it felt like a few minutes, but 2 hours had gone by. Did she pass out? Can you pass out
Let's
standing up?
see.
Where had she gone?
Do not follow that.
Carolyn also began to feel as if she was being watched by something, watched all the time.
Ban.
Her 9-year-old daughter Cindy seemed to literally
Go
run
up.
into, or I
Hold
guess
up.
run through
Brick.
one of the
And
spirits at home.
no.
Cindy was rushing out of the house, running down a hallway that had recently began to bother.
Yes.
It didn't feel right. She was rushing to catch the bus when a dark,
Bruh.
shadowy
McChungus Among Us.
suddenly emerged out from the door to the cellar.
Yep.
And stood right
Thanks
in
for
front
being
of her.
awesome. Thank you.
She ran directly into the smoky,
Thank you for being
black hole.
awesome
She
as
felt
well.
herself slam into it, bit
Bruh.
and then it vanished. It was gone, but she could
What's
still
the bra
smell it.
about?
It smelled like decay, like death. She ran
What's the bra
terrified out of the
for?
house, caught
Is
the
it
bus,
because of the bot?
driven away
Was
from
it
whatever
was
that
the bra
was.
for the bot?
Carolyn and the girls were now all telling Roger what had been happening.
Don't click that
Initially,
link.
they thought they were just being hysterical. He hadn't
Don't
seen
touch.
or felt
Don't
anything,
touch that dial.
Just you wait.
but he would. The poltergeist
It's
activity
Chupago.
continued to escalate as time went on.
But they're playing Roblox, and that's very. Yeah. But thank you, McChungus Among It, and thank you, General, for being amazing. Thank you both for being awesome. Let's see who. I mean, they're on. Gelatin Guy is on. Taylor Draws is on. Middle Art.
Making this incident stranger and scarier, Carolyn
He's playing Terraria.
She had time to react.
You know what? I haven't raided Gelatin Guy in a minute, so I'll raid Gelatin Guy.
Something trying to warn her.
How about that?
Something trying to kill her.
Furry Watch. You can use Furry Watch site. What is that? What's that, General? Okay. I don't even know what that is. Is that like it finds furries specifically? No. Gelatin Guy. I'll use it next time. How about that? We haven't given Gelatin. Stop it.
A hanger seemed to lift itself off a coat closet rod in the parlor room, and it hit Karen repeatedly. She
Gelatin.
Mrs. Pettigrew was alarmed, but didn't seem to think Karen was crazy.
God, yes. You can register yourself in there. Oh, okay.
The previous owners had always left nearly all of the lights in the home on throughout the
By not a single cost. Not a single cost to me? Well, just send me the link later, okay? Just, could you give me, you can PM me, the link. I'll look at it later. But yes, but it will take like 2 to 3 months to be put in. That's fine. That's fair. Yes, Gelatin Guy is also an animator and whatnot. So, thank you guys so much for being awesome. Rain. And M-Rain.
But the heating equipment would often fail mysteriously.
I think it's M-Rain, right?
Upstairs and start it up again.
Not me.
And that someone would be Roger. And soon he would meet someone or something down in the cellar who claimed to have one of the most
I guess I don't know it.
occurrences we've talked
Oh,
about here.
April, what do you think?
Upstairs, the poltergeist activity continued. Doors would slam
Marglar. Well, you heard him. Marglar. Happy Marglar. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you guys for being amazing. Thank you, General. Thank you, Make Chungus Among Us. Thank you, everybody, for being awesome. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
A terrible monster-like entity presented itself to Carolyn above her bed.
And